We're live, man. Yo, G, I couldn't hear you.
It says we're live.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear you. All right, we in the building. Paul Young, what's up? LK, Summers S, and James, AMG, MFBB. That's right. So you're taking a look for those of you who are in right now. We're waiting on Trill Dollar Bill. He's getting ready. He's going to join us hopefully soon. Look at Ned.
My bad.
It was a long night. It was a long night, everyone. So we watched all the fights, and Charlo and Rosario didn't get to the ring until what was it, like 1:20? Like it was late.
Right, it was
like, it was late.
UFC. Dillian. No Dillian today.
Charlos, man.
We got Ruben Guerrero in the house. Leo Williams, Sleeping State, 1978. BBC finally gave their fanboys a new show. Dollar Bill has checked in, everybody. We have a dollar bill sighting. Oh, we got Rico See That, Boxing Bros UK.
Rico was good.
Wagwan, Boxing Bros. That's a G the PT. Soda Lee, where's poor Dillian at? All right, Spicy Salsa, what's good?
And he said I was eating my breakfast watching that fight. Man. Do that.
Bro, I stayed up till 7 a.m. for that Rosario fight. What's that? Yo 8918. All right, we got Usman Mahmoud. Hey, listen again. If we mispronounce your name, we apologize. We're doing our best. I'll speak for myself anyway. 87842. Great to see you, bros. Back. Love from Scotland. Shout out to Scotland.
Yeah, shout out.
We got a question for Trills. James AMG asks Trill, did you see Josh Taylor?
We're gonna talk about that shortly.
He's asked if he's seen him.
I didn't get to see the fight. I was locked into the pay-per-view.
KTH for life. To answer that, I saw it. I don't know who saw it, but it's a topic. Well, we're going to run through it. We're going to start in a little bit. We're just giving people some time to get into the chat. You guys checked the UFC. We should have. We had to wait so long for the fight.
Dana White should pay for my $75, man. Mm-hmm.
Poppy Chino, what's up? Salute, Boxing Bros USA. Precious Nathaniel. You also got me up too from Italy. Shout out to Italy. Did y'all see the World Boxing Super Series? I think that's the W. Yeah, I saw that. Who do y'all think is better out of the Charlo twins?
That's a good question.
What the heezy?
I'm trying to think.
I already know what my answer would be, but I don't. Oh man, how many we have in the chat? Take a look.
39.
All right, man. Y'all want to get it started or y'all want to wait? What's going on?
Now let's get this
I
pop.
don't want it to be like those people who wait 30 minutes to get the show started.
Let's do what we got to do. You know what I mean?
Ned, you got any cornflakes? What kind of what?
Now I got Cheerios, Rico.
Leo Williams, love your videos, non-biased. Salute from South England. Salute to you, brother.
Yes, you. Cornflakes is like the worst cereal to have too. I'm like,
Watch your mouth, bro. Cornflakes, watch your mouth. Put some respect on the cornflakes.
Solid, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
You get the cornflakes, you used to get those free. You know what I mean?
Exactly. When you from the hood, that's what you had to eat. Cornflakes. And you had to add
mad
sugar
on there.
then that's frosted flakes. You feel me?
Hey, frosted flakes.
Those are called snowflakes. We didn't get frosted flakes. Like we didn't have Fruit Loops.
For Price Right,
Yep. We didn't have Fruit Loops. We had circus rounds.
Trill, man, don't be giving them the ghetto secrets, baby. Don't be giving.
We ate it out of the bag, not the box.
That 2-pound bag.
Bag of cornflakes.
Oh, Paul Young said, "Where's Complex?" I don't know, man. All right, fellas, we go dive in.
Lucky Charms. Oh man, crazy. All right.
Bang. So the first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is your reaction to Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. And yes, I'm doing this. Trill Dollar Bill, who'd you pick to win this fight?
Oh, Charlo.
G, who'd you pick to win this fight?
Rosario.
Ned, who'd you pick to win this fight?
I picked Rosario.
I picked Charlo. So do me a favor. All you pick Rosario, go to the highest ledge. No, so I'm joking. So we're going to discuss this bout. So what I'm going to do is, pull this up. I'm going to share my screen. And Charlo posted this on his Twitter. So, I don't want the sound. How can I? I'm going to mute my thing and then just play it. Don't want the sound. All right, here we go.
My goodness.
That was the knockout right there. This is on Charlo's Instagram. So
play it one more time.
You want to see the knockout, you can go ahead and take a look at it. Trill Dollar Bill.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction to the fight?
The fight played out how I expected it to play out, you know. Like I said, I didn't think Rosario can beat a J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? I just think J-Rock fought the wrong fight, you know. But he did beat a J-Rock. I'm sorry for saying that. But I just felt that was just a wrong fight. J-Rock played it wrong going in there trying to slug with him. I just felt like the IQ, he didn't use his IQ in that fight, and I thought Charlo had a better IQ. The thing that got me was not the first two knockdowns, was that last one. I want to talk about that last knockdown. Something just didn't sit right with me. The jab didn't sit right. Was half blocked by the waist guard and everything. That's right. I'm gonna blame Dillian.
Dillian did it.
Nah, I think I don't know. That just seemed weird. I've seen fighters go down from a jab, but I ain't never seen a fighter get knocked out from a jab on half the waist guard and have it just was the perfect shot. I guess we need to start putting more respect on his power. You know, we always said that the other brother had all the power. He was just technical. He was the technical better. But I guess, hey, you got to put the respect on his power and what Derek James is doing down there in Dallas.
All right, G.
Yeah, man, listen. Although I did pick Rosario, I did wanted both Charlos to win. You know what I mean? And first and foremost, salute to last night. Although it was like $75, I thought it was a great night of boxing, even though they had me wait a dumb minute for that UFC fight to be over. But man, let's get into it. All right, so salute to Charlo for turning Rosario's stomach into Jello pudding. It was crazy. I was like, my goodness, with that jab. Y'all, I'm being honest with y'all. I immediately called Caden like, yo, is this dude okay? Because I thought like Rosario was gonna like knock on wood. I thought it could have been over. Like he was gonna like die or something because he looked like he was having a seizure, like from that jab to the belly button. And I was like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like I was watching with my cousin. My cousin thought Rosario was trying to take a dive. I was like, nah, bro, you ain't taking a dive looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was shaking and everything. So I just have to imagine like, yo, was it like due to like weight loss for the fight? Like, did he lose too much? He didn't have enough time to hydrate. But other than that, though, I thought, minus the two knockdowns prior to the fight being over, I was like, Rosario was still maintaining the pressure, still moving forward the whole time. He maintained a particular pace that Charlo, he starts off strong at first, but then he started to fade. So I remember I had like what rounds did I have? 3, 4, and 5 I actually gave to Rosario, and I was like, yo, maybe Rosario can make a comeback. But then round 6, he got dropped again. And I was like, all right, man. That's when I realized, like, all right, it's looking like it's over. You know what I'm saying? And so from 6, then I had Charlo getting and winning the 7th, and then finally, 8th round, night. You know what I mean? So salute to both men. Rosario's clearly a warrior. I don't want to say like, yo, he was all hype and this and the third. I just think it had to have been dehydration or some type of weight loss issue because he didn't really look the same, and the fact that it was a jab, that's kind of crazy to me. Like, I understand it was a stiff jab. Come on, son. That jab looked like a shotgun hit his stomach. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but salute to both men.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think he was looking for a way out. Somebody said was he looking for a way out. I kind of agree with G. Maybe it's the conditioning, but that didn't look like no shotgun jab to me. They seemed like he was going through the most, and then I don't know, man.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't look that serious, right?
It was like, like he was just he was touching him.
What's that true?
It's like he was just touching him. You know what I mean? Y'all don't know.
True look like he's doing that LeBron dance to was it first night out?
Yo, it's Carlo glove gate. Carlo glove gate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a new glove gate. We started a new glove gate.
Why did they mess the game up? Everybody want to check gloves now. All of a sudden. All right, Ned.
Unlike my co-host G, Caden, Trill, you about to fight?
Of course I did, bro.
Yeah, Trill.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Ned.
I support last night, but I did catch the highlights in that jab. we said Dillian.
Yo, wait.
Povetkin might be.
I didn't support the fight.
Hold on. We said Povetkin might be knockout of the year. This might be. They might be neck and neck with this one, right? Because that one, I don't know what that was I saw last night. He touched the body and gave that man the whole ghost, man. The guy fell to the floor and started shaking, man. I just can't.
That's a good point. He looked like he caught the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, he was on the ground.
Bro,
I'm sorry. For,
the right spot is the right
for
spot.
everybody who lets experience.
That's not nice, Ned.
You know, I may be religiously insensitive right there. I'll take that back. I'm so sorry, but the man, something got into the man right there. It's just. Oh man, and I don't know, but shout out. I picked Rosario to win, and he looked good in most of the fight. But shout out to Jamal for doing. Was it Jermel for doing his thing in that fight? You know, so he looked good. You know, hopefully gets a big boost of confidence from taking out a man with one touch.
Yo, Michael Buffer, I wish I could have streamed it. Next time, send me the link, homie.
He's complex to do that. He's the one sending out the links.
Real Charlo with the touch of death. He came in there with the whole Bruce Lee touch of death.
Bruce Lee played the ring. You know?
On the belly, he went down.
Yo, Trill, how you knock him down, Trill?
That's what he was doing.
I mean, James said, I thought a priest was going to jump in and perform an exorcism. Yo, that's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, that looked brutal, son. You know what I mean? So,
For real.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so for me, there were a few things, 3 major takeaways. One, I remember when the Charlos first came on the scene, and like me and Trill, we like to look at fighters and we like to predict early, like, oh yeah, he's gonna make it, he's not, whatever. You know, sometimes we hit, sometimes we miss. We rarely miss though. We usually hit. We usually could tell because we usually wait like before, and we always looked at the Charlos and thought they would be further along in their career at this stage than they actually were. We thought they had the talent. We thought they were marketable. We thought they had it. So we were stunned when they just fell off, and a lot of it had to do with attitude. The more they got in front of a camera, the more they turned people off, and then they started to become. They try to do things that we like, in my opinion, and I believe Trill would agree. They started trying to bang and do certain things, and it's like, yo, that's not why we liked you. We liked you because you were intelligent, you were slick, and then it's like we these punchers and we're knocking people out. And it's like, look, the knockout will come. And if you look at the predictions, that's one of the things we talked about. I said for Jamel, I think he finally learned his lesson. And it took Tony Harrison to teach him this lesson. Just be a boxer. You are a boxer. If you do the right things, the knockout will come. And Rosario is a prime example of that. He beat that man so bad that he knocked him out with a body shot. A body shot. Now, the body shot to me was an accumulation of punishment shot. He beat him up so bad that by the time he got hit to the body, his body said, that's it. If you ever see like what a knockout is your body telling yourself, like your mind telling your body, it's it. It's over. You're done. Like, and so when he got hit with that jab to the body, it's like, imagine when you're playing like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, it is that one little ounce of like health left, and then you get tapped with a, it could be you, and it's game over. Like, yo, that was weak, but hey, yo, that's all you had left. That's all you had left in the tank. That's all that man had left in the tank. So shout out to Jamel Charlo for another impressive knockout. Look, this dude, when he does fight the right way, the knockouts come. Look at what he did to Lubin. Now look at what he just did to Rosario. He's a very talented fighter, and if he fights the way he fought last night, or I should say earlier this morning, he's going to be difficult for anyone to beat. And Jamel Charlo has the greatest story to tell. If you never saw it on TV, you would never believe it. He's going to say, I knocked a man into a seizure with a jab to the body. You'd be like, oh, get the hell out of here. That man is a damn liar. if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. If that happened in someone's backyard and they were like, "Yo, he hit him with a jab to the body, gave that boy a seizure," I'd be like, "Why y'all gassing it?" Like, no big did that. Lastly, quarantine has messed up a lot of people in the midsection. Okay, because there's been a lot of knockouts with body shots, and I'm telling you right now, I think quarantine done got the midsection a little soft for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! But no, I just wanted to just add to what you said, Kaden. You know what I think is so dope is that I agree. I think that he has learned to trust himself. You know what I'm saying? I think he definitely learned that it will definitely come. It will definitely come to you. You know what I'm saying? Just stay with the boxing. I think they got so hyped with the knockouts because it was gathering so much notoriety at that time, and everybody was trying to take everybody's head off. And I think he was trying to compete with his brother. You know, and so I definitely agree with what you said. Where he just had to learn how to be himself. You be yourself and be happy with who you are. These knockouts is going to come because these guys are strong young men anyway, you know? And I think he's a problem. I think he's number one at 154. Number one at 154.
With his granite chin. Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're on to the next one. And the next one is Jermell Charlo versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. And a lot of you in the comment sections, I saw y'all. Y'all thought Sergey Derevyanchenko was going to beat Jermall Charlo. In fact, it was overwhelming. When I looked in the comment section, people were like, "Oh, Derevyanchenko's going to kill him. Sergey got him." I was like, "Wow." I didn't see it that way because you heard my prediction, but I think everyone here picked Jermall Charlo. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm just gonna pull this up. I'm gonna share what Jermall Charlo shared on his social media after the fight.
I just noticed he put the apple. Come on, Rico, man. You killing me, Rico.
These are the photographs he shared. And he wrote, "And still the best in the world. So grateful for the support from all around the world. Love you. 31-0, Lions only." All right.
The problem would be
I'm sorry.
All right, so I'll start this one off with G. What was your reaction to the fight?
All right, y'all probably gonna get mad at me, but I gotta keep it 100. From what I've seen, I was extremely impressed by the Rev. And the reason why I felt like I honestly had it 114. And the reason why is because I gave Charlo the first 3 rounds. He was coming off real strong, real aggressive. But then after a while, he just started to fade. And so then I had the Derevyanchenko winning the next 3 rounds. Then I had Charlo winning the next 3. Then I had the Rev winning the last 3 rounds. You know what I mean? And so, and the reason why, Derevyanchenko, although his face, and I feel like people are judging it based upon his face, but he takes a lot of wear and tear. Same thing with the Jacobs fight, same thing with the Triple G fight, and now with the Charlo fight. Like, I don't think his face should be an indicator of his skill sets. The way he was utilizing angles in there, I thought he did great. And people are hating on me. All right,
I was just looking at tact. He had a,
I'm the type of person, like, when it's like close rounds, I always give it to the champion. But what the Rev was doing, the Rev from round 1 to round 12, he was fighting for them rounds. Like, and so to me, when I see a guy more active, landing more punches, like, I have to give it to that guy, you know? And so that's why I was like, yo, this is a closer fight than what a lot of people are saying, at least in my eyes. And maybe I got to watch it again. I did record it, but from last night, I literally had it a draw, but I wasn't mad at the Charlo win, you know what I mean? But salute to Derevyanchenko. I think he did an excellent job, and he had a great strategy against the Charlo brother. It's just, it is what it is. Like, he's a shorter guy. He's like, what, 5'8", against a dude that's 6'1", clearly has longer reach and had power. Because, like, you could tell the Rev was, like, nervous going in. You know what I mean? The Rev had to think about, like, all right, what's my strategy going in? I got to utilize a lot of footwork, which he did. And so I felt like he did pretty good, man. I just feel sad, like, for the Rev, because I'm like, damn. He went, like, it's like every time he faces a top dog, it's like he'll never get the decision, you know. Not saying he earned that decision last night, but I'm saying is, like, when it comes to top level fighters, man, it's just like he can't get a break, man. He might be the new so let me see people. Yo,
RG, man.
I ain't showing none of y'all comments. How about that now?
A lot of people just not agreeing with your take.
Hey, man. Hey, it is what it is.
All right, Trill Dollar Bill.
All right. Well, what I said in my prediction came to play. He's just too big. That's what I said about Jamal. I said that he's just going to be too big for Derevyanchenko, his size as far as height. Derevyanchenko not being able to come inside, get inside. I think Charlo won by like 3 rounds. I think he beat him up. He beat him up, and he made him look like he was the little guy. I don't think, to me, honestly, I thought that Jamal had the tougher fight with fighting Derevyanchenko than with Jamil had with fighting Rosario. You know what I'm saying? I just think that here's this. I think these kids, right? These young men, when people was predicting which ones to win, they didn't care. They just wanted one of these guys to lose, right? Because everybody knows in their right mind, if you really watching boxing, you know there was no way that these 2 other guys were going to beat the Charlo brothers, right? So when you look at it, you know what I'm saying? Especially with his size over Derevyanchenko's and stuff, and then with Jamil's and his skill set and IQ over that, I really think it comes down to these guys rubbing people the wrong way. Right? It got to the point where people don't like these guys so much that they want them to lose. You know what I'm saying? And that they don't care how it is or what these guys, and they don't even know which brother it is that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? They might like Jamal, but they think it's Jamil. They might like Jamil, but they think it's Jamal. You know what I'm saying? But these boys can fight. You know what I'm saying? And with this kid's size and with his length, it's going to be hard for these shorter guys in that division to get inside and really do some type of damage. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take another big guy at 160 to compete with him. Derevyanchenko was just too small. You know what I'm saying? He tried. People say he wasn't aggressive enough. I seen in the comments, but he tried. He pushed the fight. And that's why I think you was saying, G, like you seen him giving an effort as the smaller guy who didn't have all the tools, but he was still trying to come forward and push the action. Mm-hmm. But he was getting tagged with some clean shots, and he was running after some shots, you know? So I think that's basically what it is. But I definitely had Jamal winning that fight.
Ned. Oh, you didn't.
Oh, matchmaking is a mother lover. Matchmaking is a mother lover. That's what I was saying too. The Derevyanchenko and Triple G, that matchup, those guys, if they win in there again, you're gonna see Derevyanchenko do what he did to Triple G again. I'm so mad at that Derevyanchenko didn't get a chance to run that back with the Triple G, because styles make fights, you know, and these guys had the same kind of style that made it look. That would be a great fight. Give Derevyanchenko Triple G again.
Yeah. I wouldn't hear and G. I wouldn't call Derevya gatekeeper just yet, yo, because he showed he got the fight and tenacity. And
okay, so Ned, hold on, Ned. For starters, bro, I hate to do this to you. Did you watch the fight?
I told you I saw the highlights. I ain't
so we're not going to do that. We're not going to fake the funk, right?
We're not going to fake it.
So
watch your mouth.
So I scored the fight 115-113. I use an app. I'm not going to tell the name of this app until they endorse or pay for advertisement for Boxing Bros. But on this app, I can see everyone's score that scored the fight and who won what round in the eyes of everyone scoring the fight. There were 198 entries at the time I scored the fight. The average score for the fight, scoring how everyone scored each round from 198 people, was Charlo winning 116 to 112. On my scorecard, I had Charlo winning 115 to 113. So I do agree with G that the fight was closer than the scorecards would suggest, but I think it was evident that Jamal Charlo won the fight. Jamal Charlo used a beautiful jab. He used boxing. He controlled the distance. He uses athleticism. He uses size, which is what we predicted in the predictions. I feel like Sergey Derevyanchenko, he is a scrappy guy. He's a warrior. He is very clever, intelligent, but I just felt like he was not going to be able to overcome Charlo's athleticism, his size, his skill, and he used his IQ in that ring. He did a lot of intelligent things. And there was at one point where I thought Jamal Charlo was in trouble when Derevyanchenko landed the body shot. And I could tell that Jamal Charlo was hurt, but he was able to hold, regain his composure, and then he started to take over the fight. Sergey Derevyanchenko is a magnificent fighter. And watching him this morning, I think it was last night when that fight came on, he reminded me of Arturo Gatti. It felt like I was watching Arturo Gatti in there. His face was just busted up, and he's still going. And it's like, there's only a few fighters where both their eyes look like they're closed, and you're like, I'm not worried about them stopping this fight at all. And Sergey Derevyanchenko is one of those guys where it's like, yo, he doesn't need no eyes. He's going in there. He doesn't care. So Sergey Derevyanchenko deserves a lot of respect. But once again, what you got to do is, I don't agree with that. You got to put lost to elite fighters. You gotta what you have to do is you have to give the Charlos their respect. They're talented, they're great fighters. You may not like their personality, but they are no slouches, and they are good enough to compete with or beat any fighter in their division. That's just facts. They proved it last night. Their toughest test to date, they passed with flying colors. You got to give respect to the Charlo brothers.
You know, and also salute to Charlo for showing the utmost respect to Derevyanchenko. Because, like, that told me, like, he was a true challenger. You know, like, the Rev, he puts in work. And hold on, I like to respond to Michael Buffer.
And then it's like,
let me say one thing. Michael Buffer said, yo, G, you need to get your glasses fixed. He had it 115, 113. I'm like, bruh, that means my was off by just one round, bruh. So think about that. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
You're saying your glasses is one round broken. They are slightly. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy is, like, it was just like Jamal is always the one that's giving it up. You know what I'm saying? He only had one situation where everybody's holding that against him. And it's not like how Jamil always going on a wild, you know, Jamal only had one incident. It was the J-Rock situation. And I felt bad for him because J-Rock was going at him for no reason. You know what I'm saying? J-Rock was no holds bars on him for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But, and then that was just the reaction. People was mad how he acted after that. But Jamal always showed, you know what I'm saying, like, respect. It was Jamil, and I guess sometimes you can't tell the brothers apart. You know what I'm saying? So he gets this back.
Yeah, man. I had trouble. Jamal. Everybody here picked Jamal. It was Jamel, and two people picked against Jamel, but everyone here picked Jamal.
Jamal's a good guy. He's the good brother.
Yeah, he's just way bigger. Like
they're both the good brothers. And just to point out and highlight something that Trill said, I was very impressed with the way that Jamal Charlo carried himself going into the fight and after the fight. He was composed, and even when he hurt Jason Rosario, he didn't give an excessive celebration. He went, he prayed for him, and then afterwards he congratulated him. Rosario did not want to sit down. When they told him to sit down, I think he might have messed himself because like they kept trying to tell him to sit down, and he refused to sit down. And so I was like, "Yo, why won't this man?"
I got one for you, Kaden. Yeah, fellas understand what I'm talking about. You seen his face. You know what it look like. I'm just saying. Think about it. You know what it feels too good. That's the face he had. You
the opinions of D do not reflect the box. And all the other faces you see on the screen. I told you not to go there.
Hey. I try to keep it as, you know, PG as possible. But I'm
either way, he messed himself. Is the point. So he didn't want to sit down. I feel like no, but Jermell Charlo in the post-fight interview, I thought he did a great job. I think, you know, just some coaching, some training, and just letting this guy know, like, you don't always got to have this chip on your shoulder. Sometimes it's all right to just be cool. And I think he did a great job. And I think he put on a magnificent performance. I was very impressed with the Charlo brothers last night.
Hold on. You know what sucks too about what happened to Rosario? You know, the whole time from the promo to this fight to even within like the pay-per-view, right? You just see J-Rock getting violated. Now, the next Charlo pay-per-view, you're just going to see Rosario. Damn, man. I feel bad for them brothers.
Rosario and J-Rock need to get it on.
Oh, but I will say this. Somebody said he needs to move up to – one of the Charlos need to move up to super middleweight. I know Trill said that. It was you last
night, 168.
Yeah, I don't agree, man. I think 168 got some real killers. Like
that's what I said. That will be a challenge. There's a challenge there. That's
gonna be. Oh man, I think he's good with where he at right now. Like he can dominate that division.
And excuse me, and that's what I was talking about. I don't want him to dominate a division. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he could not dominate this division. I said to be a challenge. If you really want to challenge yourself and be a 3 world champion. I think 168. I would like to see him against the Caleb. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared against the Caleb. You know what I'm saying?
He got a shot against all those guys. I'm not saying he can beat him, but his skill set, he's good enough. I think once you become undisputed, and this is why I give a lot of props to Usyk. Once you become undisputed and there's no challenges on the horizon, why stay? Just challenge yourself. Usyk could still be at cruiserweight right now, washing these guys. Although there was one fight at cruiserweight, Usyk could have taken again, but he elected not to. And we'll get into that a little later. But I think once you dominate a division, you shouldn't move up. If you can.
Nah, I'm not.
All I want to see him move. That's what all I want to see the Charlos lose. That's what it's all about.
I said Caleb. I called out Caleb. I'm doing
Benavidez, no tune-up. No fight at 160.
Want to send Benavidez to jail for some more reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Triple G first. Yeah, not facts. Yeah, become undisputed, man.
Nah, he should become undisputed, and then once he becomes undisputed, he should move up. He could, but also the danger of doing that is draining yourself.
Yeah,
draining yourself at 160. You might as well just move up.
And then look at Triple G. Y'all saying Triple G. Triple G got so many dents, and he's older now. He's not the same guy. Like Triple G is you see what the Reverend is showing you. The Derevyanchenko showed you Triple G is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you all that. I think Benavidez and Plant will beat Charlo. Real talk. I mean, like, it's a different.
I can't call it. I can't call it because
I can't call that.
Charlo is. We're sitting here talking about Charlo like he's some bum. He has things that they're gonna have to worry about as well. Like, let's be clear. Caleb
he got size, and he can punch, and he can take a punch, and his face holds up. I don't see a Caleb Plant's face holding up. I don't see a Caleb Plant's face holding up against elite guys. I like Caleb as much as the next guy, but I don't want to overhype him. You know what I'm saying?
He has great boxing skill, but I'm yet to see Caleb in the ring with someone who can counter his mistakes. Like every time I see Caleb play in the ring. And I think he's a phenomenal fighter. He has all the tools, speed, IQ, everything. But the difference at the elite level is, and this is what Wilder found out, when you make a mistake and the other person's good enough to make you pay for it. That's what changes at the elite level. You don't control everything. When you can control everything, it's an easier fight. But when you're in situations that you're uncomfortable with, that's the difference at the elite level. At the elite level, everyone's going to place you in a situation that you can't control, and you got to know how to deal with it.
I know, yeah. Everybody is crazy, man. They see Caleb playing through the electric slide one time, and everybody's like, "He the next one." You know what I'm saying? I see you, Arlette. Stop it. You see them eat fried chicken one time.
I was so trill right now. Right. Yo, y'all ready to move on to the next topic? This guy trill. Oh yes.
I'm just messing with Arlette.
No, Arlette, she's the boxing sis.
That's the boxing sis right there.
Yeah.
Much love.
She just want blood. You know what I'm saying?
She be coming for us though. She be coming like not even throwing haymakers out the gate. All right, so reaction to Josh Taylor versus Khongsong. So first, were you able to catch this fight? Because there were so many fights on. G, were you able to catch this fight?
Remember, I just watched it right before we press record. You know what I'm saying?
You were able to watch the fight. Trill, you able to watch the fight?
And I was locking in. We're checking out the highlights when somebody mentioned it.
Ned, were you able to watch this fight?
Man, you know I ain't watched that fight. Come on,
You didn't watch no boxing last.
They didn't watch nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Ordering that fight.
Ned watched the Lakers game, baby.
my Lakers, man.
NBA Finals. Clipper fans, you know what you can do to yourself. I didn't say anything messed up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can go cry in a room. Y'all really thought y'all had the city, didn't you? Anyways, so G, what was your reaction to what you saw from the Josh Taylor fight? Oh, and Trill, I'm gonna come to you about something else because Bob Arum confirmed that Jose Ramirez is next. So I'm gonna come to you with that. G, what was your reaction to the fight?
Oh, it was last night, man. To me, it was like a body shot extravaganza because, like, at first I didn't even see it, and I'm like, "Oh, what just happened?" You know what I mean? But then when they showed the replay, like it was like a quick hook to the body. It was like super duper quick, and homeboy just dropped, yo. It was so to me, it's kind of like Josh Taylor's talented. I always liked him, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I thought homeboy was gonna do a lot better though. What's his name? The Asian brother.
Khongsong.
Yeah, Khongsong. Yeah, like I thought he was gonna do a lot better, but I was wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Josh Taylor, he's looking good. He's looking good. So just keep it up, man. Just keep going. You know what I mean? But it wasn't really much to watch, to be honest with y'all. But I guess he did what he was supposed to do. Just I was hoping his opposition would have gave us more to watch. You know what I mean?
So Josh Taylor did what he had to do. First round knockout with a body shot. That's why when you say you watch the highlights, you watch the whole fight. Because that's what the whole fight was. That body shot ending it. What I would say is Apinu came to the ring. Props to him. He took his shot. He got hit with a body shot. What I found more interesting about that fight was the post-fight interview when I saw Ben Davison was training Josh Tayller. I was like, oh, look at Ben Davison. But
his gloves were loaded.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. Like, oh, yeah, the post-fight. What was so interesting about the post-fight was Josh Taylor. You can't sell me a dud, brother. You can't sell me a dud. Josh Taylor talking about, oh, yes, we were only in there for a few minutes, but I'd say he's the most heavy-handed opponent I've ever been in a ring with. I said, what? Josh, you cannot sell me BS, Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, how you going to really sit there and say that man that you knocked out
against progress?
yeah, that man that you knocked out with a body shot in under a round is the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with. Come on, Taylor, don't lie. Stop it. Taylor, you did what you were supposed to do.
Guys, tell the fight, man.
To quote probably one of the only good lines from Rocky V, you outclassed the bum. Props to you, Josh Taylor. Now, Trill, Bob Arum announced that Jose Ramirez is going to be the next fight. So what's your thoughts on the Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez fight? I'm more excited. I'm excited about that fight. Everyone and their mom knew what was going to happen in this fight. But what's your thoughts on that?
I'm excited for that fight too. We can get it undisputed. 1 and 2 was Regis and Josh to me, right? 1 and 2. And to me, right, that's how I feel. I thought Regis was number 1 and Josh was number 2. They fought and Josh got the better of the two. And so Josh settled that dispute. You know what I'm saying? Who is number 1? You know what I'm saying? So Josh is number 1, Regis number 2. But to me, I think as any given time, like if they fought again, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? They fight here in Vegas, Regis might get this one. That's how competitive that last fight was. I'm with you, Arlette. I want to see that fight again. I think the people have been robbed out of a rematch. I would love to see Regis and Josh in there again. With that said, I always thought Jose Ramirez was number 3. No matter how you had it, Regis 1 or Josh 2 or Josh 1 and Regis 2, number 3 was always Jose Ramirez. 4 was Maurice Hooker to me. But anyway, but I feel like power-wise, I have to give the edge to Ramirez. I don't know how good this power is going to be because he was supposed to go up to 147. I know he was saying that he wanted to go up to 147. He wanted to test his skills against the TC, and TC was all for it. But I know he was saying how he was having a hard time making 140. So let's get that fight on before he can't make the weight no more. So I picked Josh Taylor's skills over the physicality of Jose Ramirez. But I'm excited to see that fight.
All right. Thanks for the breakdown, Trill. And I agree. I forget who said it. Oh, yeah, KTH for life. My ring is outside. That was one of the other only good lines in that movie, too. That was one of the good lines. My ring's outside.
Yo, to backtrack just a little bit, I totally forgot to bring up this point. When Charlo was fighting the Reverend, I felt like if he just went to the body more against the Derevyanchenko, Charlo would have made that fight a lot easier for the entire fight. If
the Derevyanchenko is a shorter fighter. So here's the thing.
I know, yeah.
When you go to the body on a shorter fighter, you risk getting hit with uppercuts and everything. So sometimes you gotta take it when it's there, but you can't like do too much.
Big facts, yeah. But because of
and the Charlo thing that we forgot to mention is too. I forgot he had Derevyanchenko hurt. I seen him hurt Derevyanchenko twice in that fight. Had him wobbly legs, you know what I'm saying?
But I just felt like
they fought within themselves. They didn't force it and try to get the knockout. They fought within themselves. I thought it was a brilliant performance. But we're on Josh Taylor right now, G.
My bad. I just
in that comment, they said Regis needs to fight Del Boy. That's right, we gonna jump him. And a bunch of other guys. Oh my!
That fight's a setup. That fight's a setup. On the way to the ring, Trill and a bunch of his grooves are going to
we going Nancy Kerrigan.
they're gonna backdoor Delbo Chisora, man.
Yo, Sleeping State 1978 said Usyk to lose by body shot from Chisora.
He's doing that body work though, and he's posting the videos, letting Derek know he's doing the body work. I'm coming, Derek.
That medicine ball sound like it hurt, bro.
Nah, he was hitting him with it.
Yeah.
When we were at the gym, I was thinking about it. Like, should I do? I said, hell no. Nah, I ain't doing that.
You know what I mean? Sound like he about to spit up, and then. Okay.
All right. So, next topic, fellas.
All right.
Hold on. Wait. The Charlo card was NyQuil. I fell asleep twice. Wait. Go. Why'd you put it down? I was reading it.
Oh, because I thought you said next topic.
Oh no, she said, yeah, the Charlo card was not cool. I fell asleep twice. I rather watch Wilder Fouls, Caden Dunn a few months ago. Appreciate
that. All that. You know what happened? You know what I did when the little dudes was fighting in between the Charlos? I just went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin and I were watching the fight, and we was like, yo, we getting tired, Joe. So we just set an alarm clock. You know what I'm saying? We were like, yo, wake us up. I think like we set it for like 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then we both just woke up and we was Gucci. So I feel you. It was hard.
It was. But I had to watch my man Daniel Roman. I had to watch Neri get it in. I had to watch Brandon Figueroa get it in for the little guys. You know?
I'm not gonna diss the little guys, but I didn't watch it. But I didn't watch it because the Lakers were playing. Yeah, so man. I was watching the Lakers.
Nah, I was gonna get my money worth.
I was trying. I was doing.
You gonna watch the fight? You gonna like it?
Yo, listen. I drank coffee. I was doing work like for my job and watching the fight. I was like, nah.
Phil said my eyes was big for that.
Like the
No, hold on.
You know how like when our sisters used to get their hair done, they be like this, sleeping like this.
Now, I actually watched the Figueroa fight. I thought that fight was dope. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I like him. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. The Figueroas, I like the Figueroas, man.
We don't disrespect the little guys. If you watch us, we give the little guys a lot of love. Yeah. The thing is, when they put on undercards, I think this is what G's trying to say. I'm not going to speak for G. You can correct me if I'm wrong. They don't put the most talented and the most exciting little guys on the undercard. They typically put like guys they want to go 12 rounds, so like they can stretch the card out. So they're not looking to put on a fight where they think like, yo, this is going to end in. They don't want a card where it's like 3, 3, 4, and then main event, because then it's like what, less than 2 hours of entertainment. So they try to stretch it out. So the way they match make is they don't put in the exciting little guys most of the time. And so that's what G's talking about. It's not really
disrespect those little guys, but it's like, yo, come on, man. I thought this is what I honestly thought. They're gonna have all of the little guys lumped up together in the beginning and have the two Charlo fights at the end. So then I was like, damn, yo, we great on time when I seen the Derevyanchenko Charlo fight. I was like, word, yo, we about to finish early. I can get some sleep. Next thing you know, I'm like, hold on. What's going on? What you mean these two fights? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta watch a half an hour podcast. I'm like, I gotta watch a half an hour podcast with the morning combat, and I gotta watch these two fights just to wait for the Rosario.
And then they did an intermission in the middle. They should have had.
It was so long. I'm telling. I don't think I went to sleep till like.
They did that intermission because of the UFC card.
Yeah, I know. It was outrageous. So I'm like,
yeah, in that morning combat, they should have just had the boxing bros do that. So, it
would have been crazy. Everybody would have been losing their mind. We would have.
You know, would have been. Yo, those two guys sound like, you know, like you ever watch like the sports channels on AM radio? That's what they sounded like.
I thought you was gonna say they sound like the dude from Clear Eyes has
Clear Eyes. I'm not gonna lie. I try because like I'm watching the Lakers game because like I was watching I had the fight show and I was watching the Lakers game on my tablet, and so I could hear them. And I was like, I wasn't bothered by hearing them. And then I heard one of those dudes say, let's be honest, this isn't Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko had a tough fight with this guy, tough fight with Triple G, you know, and then Charlo. I said, you know what? Mute. I didn't hear that.
Yo, Kenny, just like me. I saw my cousin and I was like, bro, I hate when these networks be like disrespecting other networks. I took that as they were doing a shot to DAZN. So they're like, this was the better improved Derevyanchenko.
I don't want to hear that crap. So, all right, let's move on to the next topic. Yeah,
we were just about to say.
I was just gonna say I agree. I just don't like this. it was very difficult to order this pay-per-view when it shouldn't have been. So for one, I have a smart TV, so I go to the Showtime app, it doesn't show up, right? So then I'm like, what the hell, bro? So then I gotta go and look up the devices that support this. Then I gotta go on my Xbox and order it from my Xbox. But I already signed up for that free. I already have Showtime. I thought I had to sign up for like the free 30-day trial just to be able to order the fight. I'm like, you gotta make it easier to order the pay-per-view. People already aren't thrilled about paying for this.
Thank you, yo.
Like,
I love Tim Tissue. Didn't mean to cut y'all off. That's Costazu's son. I love him. He fights hard. He fights hard. He's the next one.
Yeah, but like I thought I had the same issue. I was like, I got Xfinity, and I'm like, yo, I'm like really struggling trying to find this pay-per-view. And then so when I finally went on demand, I just went on something random, and then I seen it, and I was like, oh, there it goes. I'm like, yo, this is supposed to be way easier. If I should be able to type in Charlo, and then it should pop up like when I typed in Wilder to order Wilder fight. When you type in Wilder, it pops up. Charlo should have did the same thing, but it didn't. So
damn, it sounds like pay-per-view. They didn't even know they had a fight.
Yeah, yeah, them numbers aren't gonna be good. Because typically when I score using that app that I use, the average is usually like over 400 people scoring. And this had like under 200 people scoring, which tells me like this was not a popular fight. Like it wasn't a popular fight.
But I will say this though, both of their performances should set them up lovely for their next pay-per-view though. You know what I mean? So
depending if people got to see it.
It was a better fight than the Chavez fight.
Oh, okay then. They def about to see that Rosario highlight. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? So
yo, you guys are disrespectful, man.
Yo, salute to Rosario.
I'm not laughing at what G was like implying. I'm laughing at how G looked. So I wasn't laughing at what G.
I was laughing at how in the screen. You know
when he did it. I'm not okaying his actions. All right. So
what did that do? What did that do? You know what I'm saying?
I guess my little joke.
I agree. Chavez Sr. beat Chavez Jr. I agree. I can't do this no more. My heart won't allow me to do this no more. I will tell you this though. I almost had a heart attack watching Chavez and Chavez in there again. It was against Arce. It was amazing. It was amazing. These guys show so much heart at an older age than what Junior did. They were fighting after the bell. Chavez Sr. kicked Arce. They were punching each other. They had to be pulled apart after the end of the rounds. It was great, man. It was jokes. Everybody was talking mess in there. It was laughter. It was beautiful. And then Junior got in there and stinked the whole room up.
I saw that card, but I'm not going to talk about it because those old men shouldn't have been in the ring. But hold on. That's originally what I'm thinking. These old men shouldn't have been in the ring. Then I saw Junior and I said, bring the old men back in the ring. Nah, they were a way better fight, and they had better skills even at their age.
And they were going at it.
I will say this. If the Legends League is going to be like that, I think it would be fun. Because, you know, they were hitting each other after the bell, but it was only OGs could do that. Like, you know, like, because they know each other, they're legends in the game. So, like, when they were hitting each other after the bell and Chavez kicked them, and it was just like, they just messing around, like, you know, and so and it was all love after the fight. So that was dope to see. I think, like, if the Legends League is going to be like that, then cool. But I have a feeling Mike Tyson is going to try to knock Roy Jones out, and he will knock Roy Jones out. And this is not. It's not going to.
We're not going to have another one of these fights ever again.
Roy said, if Mike tries to take his head off, then all hell is breaking loose, bro. So they going to war, son.
No, you think Mike cares about that? Mike is gonna go in there and try to knock him out. And if Mike knocks him out, Mike's gonna try to call out like one of the top guns. Watch, I'm telling you already.
Ruben,
Mike reckless. That's
Ruben Guerrero, I totally agree with you. Junior is only his father's son. You know what I'm saying? It's Ruben Guerrero. He said that. And I truly agree with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we can move on to the next topic. Shout out to Chavez Senior, Julio Cesar Chavez Senior, and Jose Arce. That was a nice old guy fight.
Yeah, y'all put on for Mexico. Y'all really did.
Yo, they did my man Greasy when they gave him that little belt, though. That was. All right, so we're gonna discuss Marius Briedis versus Yonel Dorticos. Once again, I really wasn't listening to how they say them names. I know Briedis though. Briedis won the fight, won a decision. I think it was a majority decision. Didn't one judge have it like 114? Yeah, I don't know. I think, but so were you guys able to catch that fight? G, were you able to catch that fight?
Yeah.
No. Trill, were you able to catch that fight? No. Ned, were you able to catch that fight? I don't even know why I bother asking, but Ned out.
I don't even know these names.
I'll do it real quick and then we'll move on to the next topic. But Briedis is a terrific fighter. I think this guy's underappreciated mainly because his division isn't a glamour division. But we're talking about a guy who beat Irish Mikey Perez, the Cuban boxer who ended up going up to heavyweight. We're talking about someone who's only lost to Alexander Usyk. And in that loss to Alexander Usyk won a majority decision. So one judge had it a draw, and the other two judges had it 115 to 113. His is only defeat. And then he just got a victory over Yonel, who knocked Andrew the Beatty out cold. This guy is a phenomenal fighter. He uses IQ, he uses intelligence, and I believe you did all that. I believe you did. He uses intelligence, the way he used the ring. I would say my one complaint was that was a big ring. They gave him the biggest ring. As soon as I saw the size of the ring, I was like, "Oh, Briedis got." No, he did a phenomenal job. He's a great fighter. He gave Alexander Usyk all he can handle. There's some people who felt like he won the fight, and I think they even said if it went to a fourth judge, if it was like a majority draw, Briedis would have actually had gone to the finals because the fourth judge actually had Briedis winning the fight. And so what I would say is this: Briedis is a terrific fighter. He deserves it. Muhammad Ali trophy. I was very impressed with his performance. That's the guy I was talking about when I said if Usyk really wanted a challenge, he could have given him a rematch because that was one guy he didn't blow away. But
I actually did watch that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like an idiot. I was like, I'm about to watch that fight because then they gave the loser the little necklace, right? The homeboy that lost. I forgot his name, man. But I did watch the fight. I wasn't really paying attention though, but I did watch the fight though. So pardon me.
Yeah, because we left the gym early, so
I did watch. I was watching the tournament. Yeah, I'm the worst, man. Sorry, family. You know what I mean?
Nah, well, I will say this. He's a great fighter. They're talking about him retirement because he's up there in age, but he's the one guy Usyk didn't. I just felt like he deserved a rematch with Usyk. His performance last night was phenomenal. He has terrific skills. He's a great boxer. Probably doesn't get his just due because of his division, but he put on a great performance, and he deserves the Muhammad Ali trophy. Rep it well, Briedis.
I actually agree with Arlette on this one. What I notice about Americans is that we don't watch weight classes that doesn't have a strong American rep in it. That is kind of true, unfortunately. Mm-hmm.
We had the Beatty. We got knocked out though. We had the Beatty, then we lost the Beatty. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, somebody wrote that shit for moral support. Yeah, I was dying. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I can't speak on fights I ain't see, man.
Nah. Deepak, I actually did. I was watching the tournament for real. Like, you know what I mean? But I was also like grading stuff. So at the same time while watching, so that's why I was like, nah, I ain't watching fight. But I'm like, yeah, I did. So y'all got a part of me. I was watching.
Yeah, and the judge who had that fight 114 needs to be fired immediately. I'm not tripping, right? Because there were a lot of scorecards that I heard read last night. That fight was as one-sided as can be, and some judge had it 114. That's the fight, right, everyone? If that's anyone who thought that fight was a draw doesn't know anything about boxing, and it's a travesty that person is allowed to actually sit there and determine the outcome of a fight. Ridiculous.
Hey, Ruben, I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said, I think I told Katie this. Yo, Tyson Fury is an honorary American. You know what I'm saying? I personally gave him a citizenship, so we Gucci out here in the heavyweight division.
I don't care where you're from. If you can fight, you can fight. I don't care what color you are. If you're a woman, a man, I don't care if you green. And you can throw them hands.
Yeah. But in all actuality, though, the heavyweight division.
I don't care where you're from.
It doesn't matter with the heavyweight division.
Where your hands is at. That's what I care about.
Yeah, and just to throw some in there, look, that's not the way, like, I wasn't raised that way. I was raised like you train, you work hard, you go and you leave it all in the ring, and if you win, you deserve to have your hand raised. That's what I was raised to believe. If we only gave the fights to the people and the favorites or whatever, the sport would be garbage. But what makes boxing beautiful is you can have someone from anywhere in the world just be better on that night because they wanted it more, because they trained harder, and then they can become the champion. So I really don't care where a person's from. But the people who talk about the American heavyweights, I would just say this. You act like your number one heavyweight from the UK didn't lose to an American. Let's not forget that, because it wasn't long ago where Derek Chisora was saying, oh my God, now they're going to laugh at us. They're going to be laughing at UK boxing after Andy Ruiz sparked out Anthony Joshua in Madison Square Garden. So, like, let's not act like American heavyweights are trash, because the best British American heavyweight that some of you concede is Anthony Joshua. His only loss to an American. So, like, I don't do it that way. And even after Anthony Joshua lost to the American fighter, what was the first thing I said? Josh was going to win the rematch. He never should have lost the first fight. It's not about where you're from. It's where your hand's at, like Trill said. That's the bottom line for us. But stop acting like American heavyweights didn't spark out the Brit. That's all I'm saying.
And on top of that, well, at least on my behalf, I actually like AJ. I don't understand why people keep thinking like, I be hating. Like, AJ is like a good ambassador for the sport. Like, especially for the heavyweight division, I think AJ is that dude. You know what I mean? So I got nothing but love and respect for AJ. It's just he fights Wilder, I'm going with my team. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? But
see, that's G. He's going with his team. I'm going with AJ.
Yeah.
Yo, James, my brother, man, I don't have no problems with Carissa Shields. I don't have.
James, why you do this, James? James, you know what you're doing. Go ahead.
Rico. American heavyweights have been trash.
Wait. Let Trill. Hold on. I want Trill to address Carissa, and then I'll address Rico. Go ahead.
Now, I was just saying, I don't have no problems with Carissa. It was just Carissa, we miss you. I ain't mean to dish you. Never get a picture. Send your picture. We never had a problem with her. I think that she's a delightful young lady. I think that she's a good fighter. I just believe the way she handled things with the how she acted in public with the lady, being very combative and aggressive towards that lady whose son won, and then how she came off at first during the whole Brashear incident. And all we did was just express how we felt, and she didn't like the way we expressed how we felt, so she just blocked us on Twitter. That's the end of that.
Yo, hold on. First and foremost, to what's his name? Like somebody just said now Michael Buffer saying now that I'm a Fury fan. I'm not a Fury fan. I was just making a joke. You know what I mean? And second, you see, let's just keep it 100. Andy Ruiz is American. It wasn't until he beat AJ that he got adopted by Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Andy Ruiz is an American heavyweight from Los Angeles, California.
He's the first Mexican I've ever seen go into a ring listening to Nipsey Hussle instead of the Mexican band music.
So, bro, he became Mexican after he beat Anthony Joshua. He's American, bro. It is what it is. Like, but here's the deal. I don't like this. My thing isn't to argue that American heavyweights are like this is the whole point. It's irrelevant to me. I picked Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz in the first fight. I was wrong, but I called out how dangerous Andy Ruiz was for Anthony Joshua, and I said that it was going to be a tough fight for him. And I predicted Anthony Joshua would beat Andy Ruiz in the second fight. I predicted Tyson Fury would beat Deontay Wilder. If I was looking at flags when I made predictions, I would be wrong all the time. Like, here's the deal. For me, I don't see any American heavyweight on the horizon that I feel like, yo, I'm going to jump behind this guy. But it doesn't mean that Hakeem Rahman won't knock out your Lennox Lewis.
Facts.
It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that Oliver McCall won't knock out your Lennox Lewis.
And also Michael Buffer.
Because your great Lennox Lewis got put to sleep by two American heavyweights. Let's not forget that. And not the best ones either. Joshua got put to sleep by an American heavyweight. And not the best one either. So come on.
Lennox is from Canada, brother. From Canada.
Lennox, their great Lennox doesn't even rep them. He said he loves Canada, but he does business in the UK. Look, I'm not trying, and that's a direct quote from Lennox Lewis. Look, shout out to the UK fighters. I love the UK fighters. I love fighters from certain areas of the country because I know when I see them, they're going to get busy. I love fighters from the UK. I love fighters from the USA. I love fighters from Mexico. I love fighters from Puerto Rico. I love fighters from Cuba. When I hear that, I expect to see some great boxing. Now, all this talk about the flags, I understand, like, nationalism is great, pride is great, but as long as it doesn't take over your mind. If you're an American and you telling me that Deontay Wilder is going to beat Anthony Joshua, you a fool. That's all I'm saying.
Michael Buffer, I'll say this. You say, yo, G's a liar. You accuse AJ of taking steroids. Where you think I learned that conspiracy from? It was a fellow Brit. You know what I'm saying? It was poor Dillian who let the world know that AJ on the juice. And I was like, hey, if he's saying it must be true. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Dillian saying people on the juice when he on the juice, man.
So here's my thing. How are people who tested positive for something calling out somebody?
Yeah, I know.
Positive at all,
Because
right?
they were back there with him doing.
They were back there. Yo, who you think was shooting it up on his cheek? Yeah?
Now they just snitching because they got caught. He was back here doing it too.
Yo, Trill, they called it poetry in motion, man. When you
No, you know what's really true about it? Yo, when I was younger, right? There was like this abandoned Popeyes on Blue Hill Ave. Right?
I used to play behind there. Yeah.
And I used to jump to the top. I used to climb to the top, and I had like a woofer bat, and I used to throw rocks and hit the rocks with my woofer bat, and I would do that with my cousin Sean, right? So the police came and they were like, so I jumped off the roof. My boy Mike jumps off the roof. We run because I lived like right around the corner. So we run. We get into the crib. My cousin Sean was afraid to jump off the roof. It's like the roof was probably like 12 feet high. So like he was afraid to jump off the roof, right? So the cops got him. And next thing you know, we hear banging on the door.
He dropped
banging on the door. And so, like, when we walk to the door, the only thing we hear is my cousin Sean say, "They caught us." Yo,
Oh God! Oh God! Yo, they didn't come down the station with me, yo.
Yo, that's Dillian. That's Dillian. That's the positive. He was like, yo, AJ, they caught us, dog. Yo, they caught us, dog.
Stop, man. Y'all disrespecting my man, yo. Dillian ain't no snitch. He just be a snitch. He dry snitches. It's a difference. You know, there's levels to the snitching. You know what I mean?
I
Oh man. That is true too. They're both Fury and Dillian tested positive. Everybody's snitching. You know?
Yo, Rico is hilarious. He says, "I'm Caden's cousin Sean."
Oh man.
Yeah.
That had me laughing so hard, man. It's hard to keep up with all these comments, man.
Oh man.
They caught me. Nah, they ain't catch me, bro. Trust me on that. On that, they ain't catch me.
All right, yo, we're going.
All right, so we on to the next one.
He said, "You're not American if you're not jumping off a roof to avoid the police."
Yo, but that Popeyes was notorious. This was like Popeyes before what y'all see that Louisiana Popeye. It was like the old cartoon Popeye. Yeah, like over there it was notorious for like kids just playing behind there and everything. Police coming, everyone running.
Yeah, that's
like that dirt path. There's like a dirt path.
Exactly.
Straight. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. This is the one. Hearn says Joshua's fighting Fury next, even if it means vacating the WBO title. Let me pull up this article real quick. Share my screen.
White was using Jack 3D, not steroid. Bro, I done tried Jack 3D. That's a steroid. Stop it.
You gotta look up the video where G tells the story about
It's worth it.
Oh man.
I say this right here. Joshua will vacate WBO title to get Fury fight. And this is Eddie Hearn talking to Boxing Social. There's been a lot of talk about give up the belt, but the aim for Joshua is to be the undisputed heavyweight champion, said Hearn to Boxing Social. Will a belt gets in the way of him fighting Fury next? Probably not. Will he vacate a belt to fight Tyson Fury next? Yes, I believe he would if he had to. But would he rather maintain all the belts? 1,000,000%. I know Tyson Fury said, I already had all the belts. I know, but you've never been undisputed. I hope that means something to people because it means a lot to Anthony Joshua. If we get to a position where AJ is fighting Fury, regardless of whether the WBO allows their title to be on the line, it's almost like I want to go to Usyk and say, look, we're going to vacate the title, but can we vacate it the day after the fight? I don't care if the undisputed champ lasts for a day or 10 years, but once you've won it, you achieve that. In this day and age, it's challenging to stay undisputed, said Eddie Hearn. So, fellas.
Hold on. We got a special request.
Okay.
Arlette said, run that AJ pick back. Yo, calm yourself down.
Let's bring that back.
He said, "Really run it back. Stop it, all that."
Was it Rico? Yo, Rico, I'm gonna share this comment only because it's funny. It'll be Rico goes, all that for AJ like G shirts, wild twist.
Is this the pick? Just the pick right here, all that. Here you go. Here's the article, all that. You can save it.
Yo, man, y'all doing too much.
You gotta turn this to Arlette's personal fans only page, baby.
Yo, someone asked, what's going on? Who's gonna expose AJ? Who left? I doubt it.
Pulev. The people don't want to see Pulev. Listen, you think it's a joke, yo?
Look,
my man the kid and Briedis told him at his own press conference against Klitschko, said, "Listen, the people don't want to see Pulev." Pulev stood up like he was going to do something to Klitschko. Shannon the Cannon. Shannon the Cannon Briggs said this to him. I swear, yo, it was the funniest thing. He said, "Sit down. You a pie. You a pie." That's what Shannon told him. He did nothing at his own press conference. All right.
Basically saying you fool.
Yeah. So, Charlo, coming to you first. What's your thoughts on Eddie Hearn saying that Joshua will vacate the WBO title to fight Fury next? And basically, it's getting to where he wants to go to Usyk and say, "Look, let us fight and keep the WBO title, and we'll vacate it after the fight. We just want we just want the fight to be for undisputed because it's difficult to accomplish that feat." What's your thoughts on that? True.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, and I don't see Usyk. Usyk doesn't seem like he's the. I feel like this. They could make something happen where Usyk gets the winner of whoever wins the fight for Undisputed. If he can get the winner, I don't think he would care. You know what I'm saying? If he's gonna get the winner and y'all gonna take care of him, I don't think he cares. I know AJ cares about being undisputed though. You know what I'm saying? And really saying that it's just a lot. Everybody doing a lot of talking, man. I believe it when I see it. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just don't like listening to the middlemans, man. I like to hear it from the horse's mouths. So I don't want to hear about a guy talking about another man's accomplishments and what he's willing to do with things that he done sacrificed and earned. I'd rather hear from AJ what he's willing to do after everybody gets past their tests and everything. Once he gets past Pulev and Fury gets past Deontay Wilder and they fight, hopefully that fight goes right and there's not no mandatories, no a mandatory that he has to fight after the Pulev fight. He has to fight the mandatory right after that. Is he doing a mandatory with Pulev? He got to fight the mandatory. I don't know, man. I don't know with this mess. I just hope that these guys get to settle this undisputed and let the chips fall where they lay afterwards. Just let these guys get it on.
All right, G.
All right. I actually agree with Hearn on this one. Although somebody, Johnny Breezy said Hearn just dumb for this. And the reason why is because, again, how difficult it is to become an undisputed champion. So, to me, it's not like they're saying, "Hey, Usyk, you're not going to get the AJ fight." It's just, yo, why strip us off of a technicality? We're trying to make history. So wait until we become undisputed. Then if you want to strip me, you can strip me, but you can still fight AJ, But it's just like, yo, if you're gonna allow these governing bodies to prevent undisputed, it's like that's whack. So that's why I understand what Eddie Hearns is saying. It's just like, hey, allow us to become undisputed, allow us to fight Fury. Then if you want to strip us, then you can strip us. But it's not saying that AJ is refusing to fight Usyk. It's just saying like, yo, allow us that opportunity. That's all it is. I think people looking at it like too deep. It's not like AJ is trying to be disrespectful, AJ ducking Usyk or any of that. It's just literally they're trying to get to undisputed. We've been waiting for this for like so many years now. Let it happen. And then whatever y'all want to do after the belt, it is what it is,
Yeah, let the chips fall where they lay. Let this go down first.
All right, Ned.
Yeah, on the last video when Fury was telling AJ to vacate the belts just so they could have their super fight, and I was just like, yo, undisputed means a lot to AJ, and he worked this hard. The man worked this hard to get to this point to not get what he wanted, and I agree with Eddie. Like, just wait after the fight, and I don't think it would be a hard for Usyk to be like no, or Usyk would be difficult with them since they're all in the same stable and they're all managed by Eddie, so it should be all right. So Just hold off a little bit, Usyk. And you know why let Joshua vacate the belt when you can just fight him for undisputed right after?
Didn't Wilder beat Audley Harrison? So how could he come out of retirement and beat all the bums when the guy who everyone's saying is a bum beat him? Nah, but for me, this is the dilemma. This is the real truth. This is what I don't understand, and this is what pisses me off. Why is the WBO a title you must have to be undisputed now? It used to just be the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. When I look at Tyson, 86, I see Tyson with WBC, WBA, IBF. When I look at Lennox, undisputed, I see him with WBC, WBA, IBF. Now that the WBO is a belt you must have, it's practically impossible to get undisputed. Now I see why Al Heyman's like, yo, I don't even recognize the WBO belt. Like, when did this belt get like this prestige and the recognition of the WBA, the WBC, in the IBF? Now we're talking about Joshua and Fury. The fight the world wants to see can't happen because the WBO decided to make Usyk a mandatory for their belt. That shouldn't even be a requirement for undisputed. Now, like, what I don't get is this. WBO. And this is where I think Eddie Hearn.
That's Golden Boy's belt, right?
I don't know. They say it's Bob's belt. Some people say it's Bob's belt. Yeah. But this is where I think what I think Tyson Fury was trying to say. But of course, Tyson Fury is trying to make it look like, I'm trying to save you from a beating. But I think all the belts needs to be respected. Nah, man, like, you can't. Here's what I'm getting at, and it's going to address that. If Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are going to fight, right, and that was going to be an undisputed fight, but the WBO decides to strip him because he's trying to fight the other champion. Because, see, like, there's this thing going around. People say, oh, unification trumps mandatories. Unification trumps mandatories. I hear that. But wouldn't this be a direct opposition of that? Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is a unification bout. Not only is it a unification bout, it's an undisputed bout. And you mean to tell me, for undisputed, the WBO won't allow Joshua to keep his belt for one fight? And you're saying all the belts need to respect it? With all due respect, no respect for the WBO.
No, the belts need to respect these fighters.
Yeah.
For real. These belts, like, I get it, but some of these belts need to respect these fighters and what these goals and what these fighters have to go through to get these belts.
The WBO, we know the WBO is not corrupted. That's what I saw. Put that up there, please. Do you see that comment?
The WBO is not. Yeah.
This is my man too. I like Sir Oku, but the WBO is not corrupted. So tell me why Daniel Dubois is number 2, ranked number 2 by the WBO if they're not corrupted.
I got
how in the world? Huh? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So tell me, since they're not corrupted, tell me that. I'll wait. Now here's what I'm getting at.
WBO. We be on some.
Oh, Rachel's in the building, late to the live. Chisora will save the day, and then the undisputed will go ahead. Okay, Rachel's putting it in.
I'm hoping for that.
For Derek Ward Chisora, the most underrated heavyweight in the division, the brilliant, magnificent Derek Chisora. Trill, how you feel about that? But
keep wishing. Keep wishing. Call them people, make a wish. Hopefully you can get to just yours people, the Usyk people, to take a dive or something. But it's not gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
So what I'm getting at is, why would any of the title organizations want to strip fighters for fighting for undisputed, especially when you know what's on the line? We haven't had undisputed heavyweight champions since Lennox Lewis, man. We haven't had undisputed Lineal and Ring Magazine aligned. And I know people are going to argue. I've already made this argument a long time ago about Tyson Fury's claim to Lineal, whether he should have it or not. But the point is, it won't even matter anymore, because by 6 degrees of separation, once Joshua and Fury get in the ring and fight each other, the winner of that fight is the man who beat the man somehow. None of them beat Lennox. None of them beat Lennox, but they couldn't beat Lennox. And remember, it's not their fault that they couldn't fight Lennox, because Lennox retired because he didn't want to fight Vitaly Klitschko again.
I'm just glad we don't need the IBO belt to have undisputed.
Oh, that's coming.
And then
That's coming too. We're going to need the IBO. We're never going to see it again.
Oh, green belt. And don't forget the other green belt.
We're going to create a BC belt, and they're going to need that too.
At the very least, in the IBO's defense, it's strictly a point system. So it's not like they have like conclaves like a WBC or whatever, where they go like, all right, we're going to decide who should be mandatory and all that stuff. It's literally based on a point system, and that's how they play it. So at least it prevents corruption. So just trying to show IBO a little love, you know what I mean?
I don't give a damn about the IBO. I don't give a damn about the WBO. It should just be WBA, WBC, and IBF. Okay? And Trill, the people want to hear you say Chisora. They want to hear you.
Oh, Chisora.
What's the other day that he butchers?
Take him off.
Oh my God, yo, listen. Y'all don't understand. This dude Trill been butchering names for a long time. Yo, Ruslan Provundikov, right?
Drag him off.
Yo, you saw the fight last night. I was like, yo, which one? He was like, Bragimov. I'm like, who? He's like, Bragimov. I'm like, Bragimov? He's like, who Bradley was fighting? I'm like, Provundikov?
Shout out to my man.
Yo, the Fez is wilding, yo. He said, my belt on my jeans is more valuable than the IBL. The IBL. Yeah. Wilding, mad disrespect. Oh.
Hey, look, all I know is this, man. When all is said and done, it shouldn't be that difficult for the fighters to do what's in the best interest of the sport of boxing, what's in the best interest for them. You know, it's Frank Warren block boxing rules. Why would Frank block us, man? See, this Trill's gonna have to make another apology.
Oh.
Caden, put some respect on the other belts.
Yo, go to James AMG. He wrote MFBB, the name slayers. We do it with love, and we do it respectfully.
He says Chisora. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, when the Reverend Tinker, when we was trying to get his name.
Oh, nah, but I remember when Phil first said Usif. I said Usif. I'm like, oh, come on. You said, I was like, all right, what up, bro?
You know what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying. When you say it wrong and then you get mad, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I mean.
Man, listen, when Eubank Jr. fights one of the Charlos, man, he gonna get body bagged, bro. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Arlette. Appreciate you.
He's here for moral support. Like,
Much love, Arlette.
Yo, y'all are wild, man.
All right, yo, we on the next one.
Next topic. Oh man,
G don't want it.
It is, man. It is what
So Shelly Finkel said that there will be an announcement for this fight in 2 weeks. The problem is he said that 3 weeks ago. Still no announcement. Still no one has seen Wilder. And we want to know what's up. So based on no announcement within the time frame given by Shelly Finkel and Wilder's silence, are you confident that there will be a trilogy between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? And I'm going to start this one off with a guy who's very passionate about this topic, Ned.
Man, listen. At this point, I doubt they're gonna come up with some nonsense to throw this fight out the window because it was bad. It's bad timing for Wilder's camp, and they're realizing they're not ready at all. They're not prepared to go back in the ring and get destroyed by Tyson Fury. So I doubt it. Unless they really announce something Monday morning, like, the fight is breaking news. Fight December 22nd. Tyson Fury, Wilder 3 is happening. Then yeah, but I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna happen. Wilder probably threw out his backbone. Okay.
Wilder's secret trading camp in Miami.
Mm.
All right, G.
Man, listen. Now that fight ain't gonna get canceled, man. It's gonna happen. Like, cause I remember I seen an interview with Wilder's one of his trainers did the sports and conditioning.
I think it was JD's birthday yesterday. I saw one of those like on social media, like happy birthday to the great trainer JD's. Sorry, but I just since you brought up the trainer, I don't know if that's
happy birthday to JD's. But yeah, like fight's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I seen his nutritionist and sports whatever conditioning guy talking about how they're implementing a different strategy for Wilder. So that sounds like to me they already in camp, you know. So yeah, I think it's gonna happen. And I forgot who it was. I think it was Summer S. Forgive me if it wasn't. Who said G jump ship. It's like, nah, bro, I'm still taking Wilder all the way on this fight. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if it is what it is, if he dies, he dies. But we dying together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, but my money is on Wilder. I'm gonna actually put up money. I don't know. I'm gonna do DraftKings. I'm gonna do something. But I'm betting.
Why you gotta do DraftKings? You got us right here.
It ain't the same return. I need my bet is gonna be lovely. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you, the world gonna get so my bet is gonna be lovely. You know what I'm saying? I put up 100, I'm probably gonna make like 600-700. So man, listen, I'm going all the way in for my man Wilder. You know, it is what it is. So it's definitely gonna happen. I don't need Wilder to even talk. Matter of fact, I actually prefer when he doesn't talk to keep it a buck with y'all. You know, because that's not his strong suit. You know, clearly Fury has a gift of gab. I don't want Wilder to be all, you know, emotional during their exchanges. Like, I just need Wilder to show his face, you know, show a clip or two of him in the gym, and then disappear again and just stay in the lab and perfect your skills.
$1 bill.
Shout out to Dougie Swish, Dollarway. He says, Trill said, I don't want to hear from nobody but Wilder. It's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? I just want to quote him for quoting me because I won't quote him because that's how I feel. You know? Quoting me.
That was deep somehow, Trill. I don't know. Somehow that was deep.
You know what I'm saying? That was and that's how I feel. I don't want to hear from anybody but Wilder. I don't think that this fight is. I really hope Wilder didn't waste all this time. You know what I'm saying? And waste all this energy and had everybody out here going crazy to bat for him. You know what I'm saying? For him not to show up. That would just be like, then don't ever show up ever again. You know what I'm saying? You got to be one of those tales where, oh, you lost and he left after one loss. Don't come. You can't do that. After all that stuff, you can't do that. I think that this fight's gonna happen.
Yo, Michael Buffer, man, you wildin', man.
Yo, before the third fight, we need G to sign something saying he's not gonna leave Boxer Bros.
And listen,
We're Wilder loses.
we'll let Wilder win. And all y'all better log in. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be epic. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna wear, but we wear something. You know, so
that's what I'm gonna change my name. Instead of Trill Dollar Bill, Trill the Prophet. Thank you. You probably just gave me a new name right there. But nah, that's how I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing from Wilder unless Wilder talk about he's coming in there. After all this crap, he better do something, man. Or just don't come back at all. That's how I'm feeling.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I know Tyson Fury's in training camp. What I'm hoping is Tyson Fury got word that Wilder wants the fight, and I'm hoping he got that word from Wilder, although I really don't know. But I know he's in camp. I know he's training. What I don't know is what's happening with Wilder. And like Trill said, I would like to hear from Wilder. This is getting to the point where it's like, I've never seen a fighter lose and disappear for as long as Wilder has been gone. Like, it's troubling. And like, to me, it's like maybe he hasn't gotten over this yet. Like, in his mind, he doesn't want to face the world until he has a rematch and he wins. Like, that's what he's telling himself. But to me, that's a fragile mind. Exactly. That's a fragile thought. Like, being great sometimes requires embarrassment. Like, for real. Like, it requires, like, you trying to dunk and missing, getting hung, and everybody's like, oh, Sprite commercial, and you still keep going, and you still keep going until you jam it every single time. It requires going to the gym, sparring, getting beat up, going back, sparring again, getting beat up till you figure it out and you start to hang. It happens to everybody. So, like, for you to lose your first professional fight and then disappear, it's like, this is your time to show your toughness. This is your time to come out and be like, yo, listen, I'm taking the next one. And even if you lose, we understand, hell, like, how many people can go in there and beat Fury? So far, nobody. So what you ashamed of? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, but disappearing and doing all this is troubling to me. Like, it's troubling to me. Like, I just think, you know, like my man Scarface said I had an impressive record of like 28-5. And the 5 losses I had to redeem them. Mm-hmm. So he had to fight me every time I seen him. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, the thing with Wilder is too.
That's a good point, Rachel. Ronda Rousey did do the same thing, but then Ronda Rousey got retired. So outcome will be different.
And that was another thing. We said the same thing about her. She did that too, and it wasn't a good look. You can't talk that talk. Like, you can't talk that talk. It wasn't like he was just saying, hey, I'm one of the best and, you know, I'm a good fighter. Nah, you was like, I want to catch a body in the ring. You was like, I'm off for everybody's head. You was super thug. You know what I'm saying? You was super thug. And now you want to go into hiding. It just doesn't make sense. You know?
True. The super thug. Go back to tact. They got some serious Fury riders in here. Damn. Fury got black men riding for him hard. For starters, man, I expect something better from someone with a Felix Trinidad icon. You have one of the best, like everyone's favorite fighter at the time. Everybody loved Felix Trinidad. And now you sitting here talking about this, bro. I don't know how long you've been with us, but if you watch this show, we just call it like how it is. Wilder has been AWOL since he got beat through a wall. And now we're trying to find out what's good with him. You look at Dillian White, just got sparked out. He's already talking. I mean, he's already taking a fight. too soon, but he's taking it. And now you got Deontay Wilder fully able to recover everything, and we haven't heard a word from him.
Yo, Tic Tac, man, I liked a couple of your comments, man, but what does it matter or us being black having to do with it? I just wanted to know. What does it matter if I was green and I was saying that I thought Fury was a better fighter? We're talking about boxing here. This is what we're talking about. We're saying about who we think is a better fighter. Not just, I don't care what's my color got to do with who I think is the better fighter. We're talking about boxing. Let's keep it boxing.
Why do you keep saying Rosario took a dive, son?
Because the punch. Because that punch wasn't believable.
Like, I got to be blind.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I got to be blind to my color.
What you want me to do? You want me to lie?
Okay, while we're talking, best left hook in the business, Deontay Wilder.
Best footwork in the business, Deontay Wilder.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Trill, who got the highest boxing IQ in the business?
What'd you say?
I said, who has the highest boxing IQ in the business?
Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying?
Let's one win all time. Deontay Wilder.
I'm gonna say it like this. I call a spade, and I call an ass whooping an ass whooping. That's just is what it is. Okay. If you being real, everybody done got their ass whooped before. What you do? You take it like a man and you bounce back. I don't want to hear it, man. Like, yo, so
exactly. Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, we all done lost fights. You know what I'm saying? We all done, you know what I'm saying? You know why people would like, why I wouldn't even want to go personal, you know what I'm saying?
Don't go too personal.
But that was like, you know, like, I didn't come from, I was always small, like growing up. Like, I was always small, you know what I'm saying? And I've like lost a lot of fights. But people didn't like me because of the wins or the loss. They loved me because of the fact that I fought. You know what I'm saying? And I was a fighter, and I fight back. No matter if you're losing, still fight back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's basically what it is. That's what we want from Wilder. You know what I'm saying? We know you lost. You know what I'm saying? Let's, you know, dust yourself off. You know what I'm saying? You can come back and fight again another day. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want you to do is come back, you know?
Mm-hmm. They just talking spicy, man. Listen, I'm going to be honest. Wilder, just win. Yo, if you win, yo, all of that's going to be forgiven, bro. For real. Like, AJ went through the same thing. Just win, and people forget. People have short attention spans in 2020. Just win, bro. That's all you gotta do.
You're not forgetting that ass whooping, bro.
That's all that matters is the victory. Just win. I don't care if it's by inch or mile. You just gotta win, Wilder. That's it, bro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for real, like Wilder, he don't even have to hide like that. Like, he don't even have to hide like that. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? Wilder doesn't even have to hide. Like, you lost to a guy who has never lost before. You got beat up by a guy who's never lost before, who was considered the lineal champion. You know what I'm saying? This is who you lost to.
Arian Ratha is undefeated, according to Then your mama whooped you behind. Somebody whooped you. No, I don't want to hear it. You done lost. I don't want to hear it.
Yo, if you ain't never lost a fight, you ain't been fighting, man. Stop it, yo.
Man,
no, he been doing the Deontay. He been picking his fights.
My brother would tell you too. I'm the king of the sucker punch. We gonna so like I got a heart of a lion. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about losing a fight. I just care that, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about busted lips or black eyes or nothing. I love the attention. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? I get about the attention. Oh, what happened? Oh, you so crazy.
Nah, Trill the king of the sucker punch. So I remember
Yo, y'all.
It was like Trill saw this dude, and they were talking, and then like I didn't know it was Trill's man, and then they were bringing up like they were reminiscing, and they went to the old days and said, "Yo, you remember when dude said he's gonna beat up Trill in the lunchroom? Trill went up to him, hit him with the tray."
He had the size on me. He had the size on me. We gonna get him first.
Trill said, yeah, I knew all I had to do was get him when everyone was watching and win the first 30 seconds.
And I'll be the victor.
Nah, all right. So, all right, man. I just want to say, man, Wilder's the most impressive boxer I've seen since Muhammad Ali. And moving forward, I'm going to look at my skin before I predict who wins. You know what I'm saying? that's what I'm going to do moving forward. Right? Nah. All right. Let's go to the next topic.
Oh
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. I saw it. Still gotta be perfect for 30 seconds.
Yo, this who Trill really just said. Yo, I don't care if I got a black eye, lose, whatever. I love the attention. I was like, yo.
For real. Hey, listen, they gonna be like the girls are gonna be like, "Oh, what happened?" You know.
Hold on, wait. Yo, there's always that one dude who lies, like, yo, you whooped his ass, dog. Yo, even if you
yeah, you know what, like, you got yo, fam, we see you, bro.
It gotta be somebody to grab your book bag for you, help you out.
Man.
Oh man.
All right, so we on McGregor announced his fight with Manny Pacquiao. All right. Let's share the screen. All right. Conor McGregor sent this tweet out. Basically, what Conor McGregor said, anyway, all water under the bridge. Who gives a fook? I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao next in the Middle East. Now, this is in response to a series of tweets that Conor McGregor put up about how he felt disrespected by Dana White. They weren't giving him the fights he wanted. They even offered him to be a fill-in for Khabib, basically a short-term fight. And he was like, yo, I'm no fill-in. Like, I'm a headliner. Like, what are you talking about? You know, and so he just felt disrespected. That's why he retired from UFC. And he's announcing the fight with Manny Pacquiao. And so, you know, us at Boxing Bros, we're skeptical. We're like, hey, man, we don't know. That Conor could just be trying to pull a fast one. But then a reliable source said that it's a fish. And so, I mean, we consider it to be a reliable source. Michael Benson, he's usually spot on with his stuff. And he said that statement from Pacquiao's office: for the sake of all Filipino COVID-19 victims, Senator Pacquiao will be fighting UFC superstar Conor McGregor next year. The huge portion of his earnings will proceed to those who were affected nationwide by the pandemic. So it's looking like it's going to be a fish. It's looking like Conor McGregor versus Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao is doing it to help COVID victims in the Philippines and nation and worldwide. Trill, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, bro. You brought up the guy Michael Ben, and I swear he added us on Twitter. I was just trying to find that so I could send that to the group. Yeah, he had added. So I'm trying to find.
Hey, we lost Carissa, but we got Michael Benson. You know what I'm saying?
Carissa didn't mean to dish it, but
Carissa.
To our sister. And we should go around trying to make that rap keep going. You know?
In the comment section, we need you to give us a Clarissa. I missed you. We need you to come up with a verse for that. All
right. I think this is honorable of Manny Pacquiao. He's always looking out for his fellow countrymen. I believe my brother G said it before. He's like the walking ATM in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as he leaves the house, he's the ATM for everybody over there. You know, he's aware of his position, and he knows he's aware of how he can help his people, and he's trying to be president of the Philippines one day. So him doing this, he's gonna make him a shoo-in. Especially he talk about he gonna make some money fighting Conor. So you can drop some of them M's off and give everybody a cattle and hey, listen, he'll give everybody a cattle over there. Everybody they be able to plant, grow their own rice and all that. They'll love Pacquiao over there. You know what I'm saying? So hey.
I don't know if I should hit him with a disclaimer or not. Just go ahead.
Yeah, he was giving motors to the guys for their boats, for the guys for the fishermen's out there, and giving like certain like cattle for the people to help them in the field, so they can help them grow rice, so they can feed their families and plant and stuff out there in the Philippines. Pacquiao does this. I know it sounded like I was being a jerk, but I was really being sincere. You know, he helps his people. He knows what his people.
If you want to jerk so often, we would know what you're doing.
But shout out to Pacquiao for always being there to help his people. You know, he's a great ambassador for the Philippines. A great guy.
All right, G.
Yeah, actually, normally I don't like fights like this, but I will say. The comments about Pacquiao using this money for like COVID relief for the Philippines, honestly, I thought that was commendable. And so, like, I always said, like, if you fight Pacquiao, it's like winning the lottery. To me, Conor's the luckiest man on planet Earth, man. He went from Floyd to now Pacquiao. Bro, whoever's his agent, they give him
agent. He's the one making them fights.
Yo, listen, whoever's making them fights for that dude, salute to them. You know what I mean? And so, although it's going to be clearly a one-sided match, I don't think Pacquiao is going to do what Floyd did. I feel like Floyd carried him until like the later rounds. Pacquiao ain't doing that. I don't think Pacquiao knows how to. You know what I mean? It's going to be action-packed, and so I could see Pacquiao knocking him out round one, and to be honest with you, I would pay to see that. I really would. So I just hope that Pacquiao isn't going to pull a Floyd on this one. Really fight this dude, get him out of there. If it means I got to pay $75, I'll pay the $75. But I really need to see somebody put an end to Conor McGregor's boxing career. And I think listen, I respect all combat sports, but let's just be real. Conor is great in mixed martial arts, not so much in boxing. I've seen him in the ring, a recent video on Twitter, him throwing hooks in the ring. It looked horrible. I was like, bro, your hooks are too slow for a Pacquiao. Like, Pacquiao gonna do damage on homie. So, man, salute to Conor for winning the lottery twice. I haven't seen that in my life. So, salute to him.
Hey, you gotta give it to the man who got the luck of the Irish, man. This guy could get away with murder at this point. I don't know what angel is looking out for Conor, but Conor is a really lucky guy, yo. He just seems to get away. Things go his way a lot these days, man. So it's not a fight. I already know the outcome of the fight. I'm not expecting Conor to do anything but dollar signs when he's getting hit in the face. Ching, ching, ching. So it's just a payday. It's a big payday for this man. And shout out to
You like watching Sonic the Hedgehog, yo. Every time you get all that gold come out, right?
Going to his bank account.
You know what I'm saying? he gonna be all right, you know.
Yeah. I don't know who. Just shout out to Connor. Shout out to shout out to Pac-Man. Yeah. Rousey would beat Mayweather in a boxing match. Y'all haters, cut it out.
What happened?
They said Rousey would beat Mayweather in a boxing match.
That's what she done and got knocked out by Holly Holmes. Holly Holmes, whatever. A female boxer. How you gonna beat the greatest male boxer and get beat up?
Yeah, it's to me, I think Manny Pacquiao versus Conor McGregor. I like it for Manny Pacquiao. I feel like Manny Pacquiao is giving so much to the sport. He deserves to be able to take a fight like this. I mean, Floyd took the fight. As long as people like the people I see writing, oh, what happens if he knocks Pacquiao out cold? As long as those people keep asking that what if question, then this fight's going to sell and Pacquiao's going to beat him down. It's going to be a massacre. There's a what if. What if I walk out this room and see $1 million laid out on the floor? Oh, that's a nice what if, but it ain't going to happen. There's as much chance of that happening as Conor McGregor beating Manny Pacquiao.
No, y'all are too disrespectful.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Conor versus Katie Taylor. That'll be in a boxing fight. In a boxing match, I'm going Taylor.
So, like, when you say like what if and all that, as long as the people are going to buy it, watch it. What I will say about Conor McGregor is he's going to sell it. It's going to be great entertainment value. It's going to be a nice event. Now, I'm just trying to picture the press conference because, like, with McGregor and Floyd, there was, like, I don't know what he's going to do. Like, and what he does may determine how long he lasts with Manny Pacquiao. Because, like, I can see him.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can see him talking to Pacquiao. I was like, oh, I pray for him. And it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm doing my best. Praise to everyone. And then when that bell rings and Pacquiao
on that ass, yo.
Yeah. So Thurman was like, that's not the guy from the press conference. Yo, for real. Like, yo, listen.
Y'all gotta stop this, man. Yo, listen, I get it. Y'all talking trash. But yo, y'all know Deontay Wilder better. Yo, we gotta stop this, man.
Yo, for the sake of not starting the fight, I plead the fifth.
Complex that, man. Complex should take my spot. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
Nah, but Pacquiao has fought a number of Floyd opponents after Floyd fought him. And the one thing Manny Pacquiao has shown throughout his career, when he fights someone after Floyd has fought him, he gets him out earlier. He gets him out faster. And the last time I recall Floyd getting someone out in the later rounds and they stepped in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, it was Ricky Hatton. And then he became Ricky Flattened. So, we'll see what happens. But for me, I'm okay with it. It's quarantine. People need entertainment. Why not? Conor needs a fight. Pac-Man needs a fight that isn't that serious. So I'm with it.
Yeah,
show me the money.
Make sure that check clears, Pac-Man.
That would be like one of my ideal fights if Pacquiao versus Canelo could happen. That would be fire. That would be a good
What
fight.
weight class would that happen at?
We could probably make it 154. Canelo could go down. You know what I'm saying? 154, make it happen. You don't think Canelo can make the weight?
I don't think Pacquiao needs to fight. I think there's one person who's like elite level that Pacquiao should fight. And I think that's Terrence Crawford. And I think after that fight to Penton, he should go. Because I think that Pacquiao might be able to clip Terrence Crawford. That's what I think.
I think so too. I think that this is a good fight for me. Now that I think about it, All jokes aside, you know what he did to Thurman, but I seen Pacquiao leaving the arena that night. I don't want to see him in there with another one of these young tough guys no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I like,
he paid his dues for the sport.
Yeah, I like this Conor McGregor fight. Just seeing Pacquiao and his hands, I didn't like it.
No, I agree. I don't want him in there with heavy punches anymore. I don't want him in there with Danny. I don't want him in there with Earl. I think TC's a good fight for him. TC's a good fight for him, and then he can go.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the only guy I would want to see him, elite level guy I would want to see him in the ring with. All right. We can move on.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of TC.
Yes, there's been an announcement. Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook set for November 14th in Las Vegas on ESPN. And my understanding is it's not going to be a pay-per-view fight. It is going to be on regular ESPN, which is good news for Ned, so he'll be able to watch it.
Yo, I just want to know your truth. I don't know if you're trolling, but bro, don't do it to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
What did he do to Thurman? Thurman low key won that.
Yeah, but people corrected him. People corrected him.
He gotta be trolling.
You watch that fight, you know he lost. You know what I'm saying? When Pacquiao dropped him, Pacquiao won that fight. We know Pacquiao won that fight, but the damage. There was damage taken by Manny Pacquiao, and I didn't even notice it until seeing him after the fight. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how he looked leaving that, even when he was leaving with his baby. So you know what I'm saying? Just made me. It's just let me know that Pacquiao is, you know, he gave us great fights. He gave us wars. Pacquiao gave us wars. You know what I'm saying? Just letting us know, like I can entertain one more fight with a TC or this Conor McGregor. Let him get a easy bag, because Manny's been in there. He's been in some wars against big guys.
So we about to dive in on TC, but just to Trill, what I say, even when you lose, there's always someone there saying you kicked his ass. You won that fight, right? What I say, my man, Thurman beat Pacquiao, right? Even when you lose, there's always someone there.
Hold that ice back for pride.
You won that fight.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Trill, what's your thoughts on Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford on ESPN and not pay-per-view?
Oh, that's great. See? I'm trying to say, listen, I had this theory about getting money on the back end from the commercials. I was like, how about, right, we start treating these fighters kind of like Super Bowl. You know how like these people will pay big money to have their commercials sponsored during this big Super Bowl event. You know what I'm saying? I said, if the fights is good enough, right, maybe these networks and these companies will pay big money to have their commercials played while these big fights is happening. I like the fight. I like the fight for TC, because you got to fight somebody, you know, and you got to fight a name. And this is a name, and it's somebody.
All that started already. Yo, don't worry about it, Joe. I'm about to change it.
Don't want Trill seeing that. Yeah, I like the fight. I want to see the fight happen. You know what I'm saying? At this at 154?
No, 147.
Ooh.
I thought it was gonna be 154.
All right. Well, I like this fight for Crawford. I like this fight for Crawford. It would have been. I think it would have been much. It would have been a better fight at 154. It would have been a better fight at 154. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have my man lose all that weight, man. I think Kell Brook should be fighting at 154. Who's on Kell Brook's side? Who's talking for him? You know what I'm saying? And where this fight gonna be in Vegas? He conceded to everything. Like, look, we have it in Vegas, and we'll be 147, and what y'all, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cal just probably won't go in there and fight. I don't know, but I wish this fight was at 154. I'm not gonna get my predictions yet.
IG.
But y'all know how I'm feeling.
I kind of understand what you're saying, Matthew, about this. You know, you would think it would be a pay-per-view matchup, but think about it. ESPN ain't allowing Lomachenko versus Teofimo to be pay-per-view. So I think maybe ESPN just has a unique formula. Maybe they are utilizing what Trill is saying about using advertisement money to finance, you know, these purses for these fighters. But it definitely should be a pay-per-view. But I'll say this, man. I was hoping it was going to be at 154. Because then I was like, I could see Kell Brook having a shot. But at 147, man, he's going to be fatigued. He's definitely not going to hold up, especially in the later rounds.
I'm with you, G.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand why he would do this unless they gave him a mean bag where they're like, yo, at 147, yo, here, take this. And he's like, I bet. But
I think there's more money at 147 and less money at 154 or something.
Nah, because I think with them, it's more about their name. I don't think it's about the weight class. You know what I mean? But I felt like Kell Brook should at least negotiate. Hopefully, maybe he did. I don't know. I'm assuming they're giving him more money to go down to 140.
Yeah, they were giving him more money to go down to 140.
If he got a good bag for it, like it is what it is, man. If Kell Brook loses, hey, you lost at 147. I don't think people are gonna hold it necessarily against you. You know what I mean? But it would have been nice if TC went up to 154 to fight Kell Brook. And it would have been even doper if TC actually went to the UK to do it because, honestly, TC needs more fans. Like, he needs to build his name outside of the Midwest. You know, nah, I'm being real. Like
That's what I'm laughing at, bro. I'm laughing at a comment.
TC,
all that going in?
Yeah.
He's over there doing push-ups.
You know what it is? I want to know if she loves TC that much, or if she just really hates Earl Spence and Danny Garcia. That's what I want.
Listen. I have
in that drunk.
I think our only issue with Bud is the fact that he's not setting up the big fights at 147. We want to see him fight the big guys at 147. Do those fights. Get the Spences, get the Thurmans, get the Porters. You know, get the names that people know are in 147. And then once he does that, then you'll see, I believe, in my heart of hearts, all four of us will sing his praises. But until then, it's like, bro, like, you can't say you're the best in 147, but you just stay on top rank and you refuse to fight any of the guys at PBC when PBC got the real killers. You know, go fight the killers over there, beat them, and then you can claim, yo, I'm the king of 147. That's all people are saying. It's not
I'm gonna holler at you when it's my turn. Oh man, I'm gonna holler at you.
Go ahead.
Holla. Ned, it's on you.
It's me. I thought y'all was going in a different direction, but can't complain about the fight. It looks entertaining. It looks good. It's free. Shout out to ESPN for that.
Ned love free. You know
it's a notable opponent for TC, and not much I can really say on it until the fight happens, though. You know, that's it for me.
Put all that comment back on the screen. Actually, put all this comment. He wants to fight them. How do you know? See, this is the same thing I get into with G when he talks about Wilder. How do you know? Because he says he wants to fight him. You know, I was always told actions speak louder than words, right? So if he wanted to fight him, why didn't he just sign with PBC? If he wanted to fight him, why didn't he accept the fight with Sean Porter when it was offered to him? See, here's what I know. I know the guy, Danny Garcia, who, or let's call him a bum, fought Thurman. right? And he fought Sean Porter. Two names that are absent on TC's resume. I know that Sean Porter fought Earl Spence and he fought Keith Thurman. And I know that Keith Thurman fought Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, and he fought Sean Porter. And I know this. Sean Porter fought Danny Garcia. Sean Porter fought Earl Spence. Sean Porter fought Kell Brook.
Mm-hmm.
Earl Spence fought Kell Brook. The man you're saying the number one pound for pound.
Everybody, but this guy's missing.
Yeah, the man you're saying is the number one pound for pound is just now fighting Kell Brook after Triple G and Earl Spence beat him. How can you say Earl Spence isn't better than Terrence Crawford when Earl Spence was the one who beat Kell Brook for his title in England, mind you, while TC is so bold he needs to do it in Las Vegas, right? So Earl Spence goes to England, right? And then what does that mean? Are you serious? A confrontation is a show. Just like Gary Russell Jr. wanted to fight Devin Haney, right? Just like Gary Russell Jr. wanted to fight Terrence Crawford, right? That's exactly what you're saying right there. So hold on, right? Let's deal with the world of facts. Here's a fact. Earl Spence Jr. went to England, beat Kell Brook. Fact, right? And Kell Brook is just now about to fight Terrence Crawford. And when they fight, Kell Brook will be the best name on Terrence Crawford's resume. But Terrence Crawford himself downplayed Kell Brook as an opponent when he said, why would I want to fight guys that they already beat? Why would I want to fight guys that they already beat? Oh, after he downplayed Kell Brook, now that's the guy he's fighting. And he's so much of the best pound for pound, he wants the man to go down to 147. He hasn't fought at 147 in years. This is a guy you telling me he's the boogeyman. Oh, Arlette, please tell me, when's the last time you seen Danny Garcia get knocked down? I'll help you out. Never.
Spence knows TC is the best.
I'll tell you
this. See, all right, this is what it is. I get it now, Arlette. You're fangirling for TC, right? He doesn't. This is where it is where he doesn't really have to have any actual credentials. You know what I'm saying?
So TC beat Amir Khan after Danny Garcia beat Amir Khan. The same guy who she's saying is black. Danny Garcia not only beat Amir Khan, he destroyed Amir Khan, knocked him out in impressive fashion. A lot of people beat Amir Khan after Danny did it. Also, Canelo did it after Danny did it. Then TC did it. And TC couldn't even finish him. All these guys finish Amir Khan, have him on the floor flopping like a fish. What happened? Amir Khan was in his corner. Yo, listen, don't get me started with this TC guy. Yo, guys love to buy into the hype. You love to buy into the hype.
I agree. And then TC, if TC really wanted to fight these guys, he could have. I've seen a lot of times where he made excuses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he had problems. I like TC before he fought Prescott. You know, like we was on the TC train. But we're not gonna give a person credit for when it's not due. We're not gonna give him credit for fights he ain't win.
Yo, Arlette, body what we say with facts and not opinion. Not he wanted to fight. No, tell me a fact. Tell me a fact. Tell me when Danny Garcia got knocked down. Fact, never. I can tell you what, Velasquez knocked Terrence Crawford on his behind, though. It's Spence and Danny. No, Earl Spence is. Danny Garcia is not because he got 2 L's, but he got 2 L's from guys that Terrence Crawford won't step in the ring with.
Won't fight. Won't fight.
Have 2 L's.
Can't give TC credit for guys that he ain't even step in the ring with.
If TC stepped in the ring with those guys, he have 2 L's, and we'll call him Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, yo.
And are Spence and Danny Garcia better than TC?
Yes.
So for I would have to listen.
Yes.
How do we know? Like how do we know how good is TC is? Like I'm saying for right now, we know TC, right? I'm a TC fan, right? But I want to see them against the elite guys at 147.
Y'all be doing the most on these comments, man.
Trill's right. And this is what I'm getting at, right? For example, we don't know who would win the fight. You got to make the fight. But I say they're better because they fought better guys. He's beating guys after they beat him.
And this is what I'm saying. And I'm not going to say TC ducked when it came to the Thurman thing. But why didn't TC submit a counter offer to Thurman's outrageous amount, right? If he was really asking for $10 million, why didn't y'all hit him with a counter offer? You know what I mean? And to me, it's like when you respond with a counter offer, it shows you are interested in the fight. If you just go like, we're not even going to entertain it, then it's like, yo, what are we talking about? You know, like, and on top of that, when his contract with Top Rank ran out, he had the opportunity to go to PBC. Now, I get it. People are saying like, oh, you know, he shouldn't have to do that to make the fights. I agree with all of y'all that are saying that. However, he's on Top Rank, and we still don't see him with the big fights. PBC at the time had Pacquiao, Thurman, Spence, Porter, Garcia. Who else? Like they literally got the 147 roster on Smash.
Yo, J8, TC's gonna fight Broner next. The way he's going. Go ahead, G. I
would respect that more. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be one of his better opponents.
Thank you. Exactly. I'll be like, why not? Go for if you could get the Broner fight, lock it in. You know
here's what I would say to Arlette, right? Danny Garcia and Terrence Crawford fought in the amateurs. They won. 1-1 split. So Danny's such a bum. Why he beat him? He beat him before in the amateurs. Like, and so you're sitting here saying like Danny Garcia's some bum. Earl Spencer's so bum. They have better resumes than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford keeps doing that whole excuse. Oh, nobody wants to fight me. Oh, nobody wants to fight me. Now everybody's trying to fight him, and they're pricing himself out. Oh, they're doing this. He's doing the Deontay Wilder thing. But Arlette, I think it's funny. You can see it when it's Deontay Wilder, but you can't see it when it's your boy TC. More accomplished than both. Are you serious?
Earl Spence, who beat Mikey Garcia,
wow,
and Kell Brook, the same Kell Brook that TC's about to fight, but he's not more accomplished than TC.
In England.
Oh, nah, don't do that.
In England. Let's not forget that.
Yo, I was rocking with you for a minute till you did that. Like, come on, don't do that.
More accomplished than Danny. Danny knocked out Amir Khan years before Terrence Crawford fought him on pay-per-view. After he was already knocked out by several people. Everybody know Amir Khan got a glass jaw.
See, this is real right here. C stances like me. I like TC, but we don't know until he fights the elites. Exactly. That's what we need to see.
He's not like you. He's like everybody who's being reasonable. We're not saying he doesn't have skill. We're not saying he's a bum. We're just saying like, yo, you need to fight someone good.
Mm-hmm.
Danny turned out 2 hours to fight TC. In fact, here's a direct quote. When they told Bob Arum to fight Danny Garcia, he said, I'm not going to fight him because Terrence Crawford would be a 10-1 favorite in that fight.
TC down in the first round, to be fair. Oh, man.
So you know what? Danny knocked Khan down. Khan got up. Danny knocked him down again. Khan got up. Danny continued to knock him down, to be fair.
She said not true. I don't know which point she was saying.
What's not true? What's not true? That Bob Arum said.
Hold on, I'm trying to find her comments. Hold on, let me see. All right. I'm not trolling. C stance. What's the next one? I'm passionate on what I am feeling. Mm-hmm.
So just make sure you show up when TC gets his behind wall.
Oh, Danny turned down 2 offers to fight TC. 2?
Where?
Hey, can y'all show me an article or something?
Yeah, and once again,
I'll be like, respect.
And once again, who's the A side in the fight between Danny and TC, Arlette? Like, who deserves to get the most money? Let me know who you think deserves to get the most money. Because
TC deserves it.
No, he doesn't deserve to get more money than Danny. You out of your mind, G. You out of your mind, G. Out of your mind. He deserves to get more money than Danny Garcia. More people know Danny. Danny Garcia done sold out the Barclays so many times. Yo, you don't know what you're talking about.
Nah.
TC is
the A side, bro. Now
he's not the A side in the fight with Danny Garcia. Tell me how TC's A side. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Nah, yo,
crush it. Go ahead. Tell me how he's the A side.
One, he's a champion. He's
that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
When people like, even that's why I'm giving Arlette this one credit.
Being a champion don't make you the A side, bro.
I understand what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying. Like Danny, when it comes to the big fights, he loses. And on top of that, everyone makes the argument TC is arguably pound for pound. When people think about pound for pound, it's arguably between Lomachenko and TC. So TC's come on, let's just be real. He is
bro. All you're doing is making an argument not about money and not about facts. So here's facts. Danny Garcia has been in bigger fights than Terrence Crawford. He was in a fight with Keith Thurman. He was in a fight with Sean Porter. More people watch those fights than watch Terrence Crawford. When Danny Garcia fights, it's always one of the highest rated and most watched fights. When Danny Garcia fights, whether it's Jose Cito Lopez or whether he's fighting Red Cats, Danny Garcia always brings them out. Danny Garcia sells out arenas. The only time Terrence Crawford sells out is when he fights in Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, so how can you make the argument that he's the A side against Danny Garcia when Danny Garcia generates money? It ain't about no belt. Your man fought on pay-per-view and only sold 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Your man's about to fight Kell Brook on regular free TV. Danny Garcia is about to fight Earl Spence on pay-per-view. You sound foolish, bro. Danny Garcia is a star, yo. Nobody's arguing that. Put me on free TV, please. Let people see who I am.
Don't do that because think about this.
What am I doing to TV? I'm stating facts.
So then, prior to the Earl Spence fight that's about to happen, what was Danny Garcia's pay-per-view fights? Like, which ones? None of them were pay-per-view. None of them were pay-per-view. This is gonna be his first pay-per-view with Earl Spence.
Danny Garcia. Okay, and when Terrence Crawford fought on pay-per-view, how many people watched it?
Yo, man, listen.
No, I'm asking you. Here's a fact. This is straight up, dog. Like, don't even lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who is the most known? Who's a more known fighter? Who's a more popular fighter? Danny Garcia or Terrence Crawford?
Yo, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. They're like neck and neck.
Look at the views on our videos, dog. When we talk about Danny Garcia, views. When we talk about Terrence Crawford, we're the only one who watches it.
Hold on.
I ain't gonna say that.
Stop being you being a clown right now, dog.
I don't know what I missed. From what I'm gathering is
it's pretty much like who's the A side? TC and Danny Garcia fought. Who will be the A side in that fight? And I said TC's gonna be the A side, and Caden's saying nah, it's Danny Garcia. So that's
who will have the A side.
Yeah.
This is all I know is for one thing. When it comes to the Barclays, one of the highest people to sell out the Barclays has been Danny Garcia. The losses, and how people are perceiving it. Like, say for example, if TC has a belt, that would make him the A side. But if we're saying who is a better fighter and who brings out more numbers, it's clearly Danny Garcia. Who has the better resume? It's clearly Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Who has shown bigger star power and been in bigger fights? Clearly Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? But if they're going to say if they're going to have a belt, if they're going to do a fight right now, they're going to judge it with this is the belt. This is the champion.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only argument I was making. It catered with somewhere else. And I'm like,
belts don't determine belts don't determine who the A side.
No, it don't. When somebody is when people are perceived to be 50-50, that is the clearer. What's the name? Because there's no way in hell that somebody's gonna say, right? All right, Danny. TC is better than Danny Garcia, right? Somebody can't say that, right? And then somebody's going to, because they're going to look at the competition. They're going to say his resume is better than his. So the only thing that's going to hold them.
It's not as big as Omaha, Nebraska's arena, right?
Yeah, I was like, all that. Don't do it, young. Like, too well, man. I know how you argue. I knew what you wrote down.
If they was to go up right now, right? And they didn't have no belts. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
and that would be different, though. then
the only one that's going to hold them apart from each other right now, because of what people were saying, it would be the belt. That would be the only way that a TC can be the A side.
Listen, if you think TC is the A side, then like I said, you don't watch boxing. Like if you watch Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather had the belt. He had the #1 pound for pound status. He had it all. But Oscar De La Hoya had the fans. Oscar De La Hoya is the one who brought him out.
Yeah, Oscar was in Oscar, but Oscar also had the belt at 154. And when Floyd fought Oscar, he was fighting for the 154-pound belt. And Oscar was the A side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I agree with you. The A side isn't always the guy with the belt. But when the guys, when the people are perceiving it to be a 50-50, right?
Well, you're saying what the people are perceiving, right? That's not what I'm getting at. I'm talking about strictly the numbers. I get what the numbers is. I get what the hype is. My argument is not about the hype or the fact that TC is to some the best pound for pound. My argument is this: every time Danny Garcia fights, it's one of the top rated fights of the year in terms of viewership. Every time Danny Garcia has a fight, the arenas are sold out. Danny Garcia is one of the most profitable fighters in the welterweight division. In comparison to Terrence Crawford, who's not. He didn't sell out against Cal Velasquez. His pay-per-view numbers are duds. That's why he's fighting Kell Brook on regular TV. And Errol Spence and Danny Garcia's fight is pay-per-view. When I bring that up, it takes two attractions to make a pay-per-view fight. It takes two good fighters to make a pay-per-view fight. And here you have Danny Garcia, who some people are saying isn't great, isn't this, but all I know is this: Danny Garcia brings him out. Even if you hate him, a lot of you people hate Danny Garcia. That's what's sparking all this. You hate him, but guess what? You're gonna watch his fight. And so that's what I'm getting at. My argument isn't about what the status says. My point is, if you go strictly by the numbers,
I said it like this. As far as sales, he sold out Barclays. As far as numbers go, it's that. I'm saying if somebody if they're going to make it out right now, and they said, all right, we're looking at these guys 50-50, right? Because that's how I look at it. People forget that Danny, you know what I'm saying, is they one up. They got to one up on each other in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Danny and TC. You know what I'm saying? So to boxing people, like, it'll be a 50-50, right? But if somebody is going to say, okay, well, how are we going to separate the two? One has the belt.
So and not to mention, the reason why I was making an argument that he would be the A side is because he will most likely dictate the terms of that fight. That's why I was saying he would be. What I'm talking about. I don't know. The point is this: if in fact what I think Arlette said this, and that's why I asked for evidence. And she's saying that they sent them 2 contracts. You know what I mean? I'm curious to know, why did he turn it down? I'm just curious to know. Danny Garcia.
I wanted to know because
he would turn down because TC will get the higher split. You know what I'm saying? And so
it would make sense to a Danny Garcia who's known for making more money. Like we know that he done made more money in his fights than a TC. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not somebody in the comment section. They're claiming that TC makes more money than Danny. No, and that's why I said you already don't know what you're talking about.
Already don't know what you're talking about. For tickets for $10. Yes.
They were basically just that's what I'm saying, it's a difference. You got to argue with people who know, like the numbers, who actually pay attention to it. It's one thing to go off of what ESPN says and this whole pound for pound thing, but when you look at who really sells out arenas, when you actually buy tickets to go to the fight, and I'm like, damn, I gotta pay this to see Danny. They handed me a ticket to go to see Terrence Crawford. They're like, here, take that. And here's another reason why Danny's the A side. Danny has more options. Danny can fight. He can fight Earl Spence. He can fight Sean Porter. He can fight Manny Pacquiao. He can fight all those guys. TC ain't got nobody to fight. That's why he's bringing Kell Brook back from the dead, bringing him to the United States of America to try to get a name on his resume. Danny dictates the terms to him. Say,
yo, come on now. James Burrell talking about they gave away half the tickets at the Cowboy Stadium.
No doubt.
Nah, you talking about bitch versus Mikey.
Nah, he's not lying. They gave away a lot of tickets.
Yeah, at the tickets at the Cowboy
Stadium.
Stadium.
You know how many people sit at the Cowboy Stadium, bro? Cowboy Stadium can seat like 100,000 people.
Oh, I think. Hey, man. So what's the point of bringing that up? That's not like
like yo. So what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like you sell 18,000 tickets. That's more tickets than the Barclays Center holds. The Barclays Center holds like 16,000 something. You sold 18,000. That's a decent showing. But you still got all these seats available. So what are you gonna do?
Y'all smoking the same thing. Angel Garcia smoking.
Okay, that's right. Just like before, Arlette already said she's an Amir Khan fan, so I know she was crying. And right before that fight, I picked Danny Garcia to smoke your boy, and he smoked your boy. And when your man Terrence Crawford ever steps in the ring with Danny Garcia, he gonna smoke him too.
Yeah, she's an Amir Khan fan for real.
Yeah. That's why she's so mad.
Yeah,
she's so mad because she saw me.
Like, you might be the next Khan
up to get beat down.
You know, yeah, that's wild. Oh man, yeah, there's too many comments, yo. Hey, people, y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm trying to.
But nah, that's not true, Mark. That's not true because Al Haymon has let his fighters go and fight on other networks. Deontay Wilder was fighting Fury. These fights do happen. It takes two. It takes two. Both people got to be willing to get in there because we done seen PBC fighters fight ESPN fighters and ESPN fighters fight PBC fighters. It's just when they just both got to really make it happen and want to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thoughts. I respect Arlette's opinion. I respect everyone's opinion. Just come back. If you're right, I'll give you that. If you're wrong, if I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. Here's what I would say. I just want to see TC fight better competition. I'm sick of seeing him fight bums. I'm sick of seeing Jerron Ennis fight bums. And I'm not saying bums as if these guys aren't fighters, but they're not on their level. I want to see TC fight somebody who hits back. That's what I want to see. So that's where I'm at with TC.
These guys just need to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they just need to fight each other.
$3 million offer to Danny Garcia. A $3 million offer to Danny Garcia.
You gotta cut a little more money than that.
Come on now.
Was this during quarantine or this before quarantine?
And we don't know. We're not in those negotiations. We're just hearing what somebody else is saying, man. Danny is in here to try to make the most money he possibly can. And him and Angel already talked about the relationship that they have with Al. Somebody is willing to give him more money in another fight. Al tells them to go with the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so TC makes $5 million a fight. So you're telling me TC made $5 million to fight Kavaliauskas? That's what you're telling me. Come on, man. Are you serious? TC made $5 million to fight Kavaliauskas. So then how much is he making to fight Kell Brook? $5 million? That's what you're telling me? Come on, man. Like, this is what I mean. Like, just like people saying, it is what it is. Like, really, $5 million. He made $5 million to fight Kavaliauskas.
Yeah, it was handling this. At the end of the day, I'm glad we're having this conversation about the little guys.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say 147 is a little.
It's the little guys. 147 is little.
Like 147
is little.
I feel like anything over like.
Yo, you see this man? You notice blood is in his picture, right? You see that? Just for the record, you notice that's Terrence Crawford in the picture.
No, you're true.
So fanboy, salute to you.
It is so the real dust heads. Damn, bro, you ain't gotta talk like that, man. You're so in love, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know your truth.
Fanboy,
I didn't even get to see that. I didn't even get to see the bull crap. But here's the thing, right? We're not I don't know risk really. I'm just speaking facts. Everything that I'm saying is like You got
she's not an American fan. I get it. You shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hold on.
Well, you just made that knocked out cold.
Were you saying facts to what Arlette just said?
Nah, he was saying facts to what we were saying.
Whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, he was saying facts to what we were saying.
AMG said this debate makes me need a drink. Yo, and watch. If Danny Garcia beats Earl, that's exactly what they're going to be saying. Oh, it was after the car accident. Oh, it was after the car accident.
I don't listen. With the TC thing, it's all going to come down to where, when.
Yo, and I never still. You can like TC and not be a fanboy, but when he's your picture on your icon, you're a fanboy. Okay, I would never rep any fight. There's only one fight I ever rep, Muhammad Ali. That's it. Yo, dude, no. When your icon has Terrence Crawford, that's fanboy status. Danny, I don't have nothing with Danny. I think Danny is a good fighter, a solid fighter. I think he's a disrespected fighter, underrated fighter. People come in here shooting shots at him, so I defend him because I think he's a better fighter than they're giving him credit for. Especially when you're dishing Danny to big up Terrence Crawford. At least I've seen Danny fight good opponents in 147. I haven't seen Terrence Crawford fight anyone.
I see. I can't share D-Dog.
No, you can share. Nobody's worried about T-Dog. T-Dog boxing is a lot of talk on the internet.
All right, let's go to the next topic. Y'all are wilding. I ain't that serious. You know what I mean? Are y'all ready for the next topic?
Yo, dude, be getting their feelings. He probably got TC all over his room.
So he got the TC bedspread.
He gets the lotion, rubs his hands up, turn on the
TC.
He said, "You see this picture right here?
Yo, this is me on my icon. I don't know about homie. That's crazy."
No, I'm not talking about you, Arlette. I'm talking about someone else.
Yeah, now you talking about
talk about him.
YouTube is a buddy hater community. Hey man, I hope it ain't true, man.
YouTube is a butt hater. Nah, because I don't want to get it twisted. I love Bud Crawford. I love TC. I like T, but you gotta like you can like somebody, right? And not over fanboy, like and give people credit for things that they didn't do yet. You know what I'm saying? Like people, you can like somebody and like so you can be like, oh, I like this, but I ain't gonna say he could beat this, and he has it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like you can like somebody and not over and be delusional about you liking the person. You know what I'm saying? Like G likes Wilder, but I ain't never heard him say he's the next Mayweather. He's the heavyweight Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like it's cool. Like you can like TC. Like
you see that defense?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, that's the heavyweight Mayweather. It's Wilder. No, he likes it. He's not a delusional.
Yeah, I just know he got the right hand. That's it. You know?
Yes, I do. I like TC. I knew him before you knew who TC. Before TC was being called TC. You know what I'm saying? Before the Prescott fight. You know what I'm saying? When it was just Terrence Crawford. And he took the Prescott fight short notice to get his name out there. You know what I'm saying? This is how long I've been you know
every time you tell the truth about someone, it has to be an issue. Like I said, none of you can give me a fact. Show me a fact of Terrence Crawford fighting elite heavy.
Did you really say Trill and Caden jealous of Bud? Have you seen him? Have you seen his lady? That lady looks
don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Yo, Arlette.
Views and
you should follow me on IG. You think I would give up being 6'4", 260 pounds being able to bench press over 315, being able to jump over 45 inches to be a 5'8", 147-pound guy? Is that what you think? I don't know. I
that remind me of when TC had to fight with Hank
Lundy.
TC's lady was like, "Oh, cause my baby looked good." Hank Lundy was like, "Oh." He was like, "Oh no, forget it." Yeah. Nah, like I'm sorry, LaFrez. I'm sorry. Nah, like all I was saying was this. Wayne Hennessy in the building. What's up, bro? Nah, like I'm sorry, Sal. That wasn't me. It was a joke. I didn't pick no beef with Carissa.
And TC must stand for they crybaby. Oh man.
Nah, I just want all the people to keep that same energy.
All that's a savage. But Ben, lady, that's
cool.
All
that's the boxing sis. That's why we can get down with Arlette like this.
Yeah.
She be putting it in. So shout out to Arlette.
Nah, this is crazy.
You good?
Yeah, I'm in there. I keep my hands away.
Nah, but like I was saying, man, we like TC, man. We're just not delusional, man. Like I like Adrian Broner. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all guys, y'all like somebody, y'all gonna be like, oh, TC can knock out AJ. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all like him so much. Y'all crazy.
Oh my God.
Wow. That hurt my stomach, man.
1, 2, 3. I seen 3 comments just straight hate. So you know, like when you just click on the next, you're like, I don't want to entertain the hate.
Just
I know.
More hate.
Nah, I ain't showing these type of stuff, man. Let's just get to the next topic. You know what I mean? Come on, fellas and ladies. YouTube rules. Come on, people. We can't be promoting that type of stuff.
All right, we're moving on. Robert Givens says,
hold on. Absolution. You don't know what my brother Caden does in real life.
I'm not worried about them, bro.
Don't even
I'm not worried about them. You know me. You know. Bro, you know what I do. You know who
I'm
I
my brother's keeper.
When it's all said and done, Absolution's telling me I'm a nobody, but he's watching me. So what is that? You know what I'm saying? All right. So,
like, share, subscribe, though. You know what I mean?
So if I'm a nobody, that makes you less than nobody.
Hey,
You know
check
what I'm
it
saying?
Come on, keep it nice, fellas. Keep it nice.
I'm just saying, I let it rock because it don't matter to me. I'm just saying, Trill. That's why I said Trill just let it gloss over.
Yo, this is they did.
What I do to you, man? I'm just saying how to most fights you don't. In some battles you don't need to fight, man. Just
Yeah, wives should be off limits, man. You know, wives and children off limits.
Yeah, we never said. I never said.
The comments.
Yeah, I don't think any of us. The comments been insulting everybody though. Yeah. So
everybody can catch
what it is. Yeah, everybody's under attack. Our lives are usually more peaceful than this. But when it's a fact. When you hurt someone's feelings, then they go personal. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it's called an ad hominem attack. All you got to do is just support your argument with facts. But when you can't support your argument with facts, then you
yo, D-Dog, I mean D-Pog, you right. Yeah, please, let's go in on Caden. We go in on G and Complex. Caden should get the smoke too. I agree. Matter of fact, let's keep it going, people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, please, let's go in on Caden. We go in on G and Complex. Caden should get the smoke too.
I'm here. I'm here for it.
Oh man,
I like how petty we are. This is. I love it.
Yes, I agree. Let's get back to focus, fellas.
Focus.
Let's get back to the topic. You know what I mean? So, y'all crazy.
Yo, go to T boxing real quick.
hold on.
How much you pay to get your teeth done, man? Did Danny pay for them? These are actually my natural teeth, buddy. Everyone who knows me can tell you that. You see that? You guys are just.
It ain't that serious, man. Let's
Bro, this is my teeth.
Wow.
Thank you for the compliment, though. Thank you for the compliment, because you didn't know you were actually complimenting my natural teeth. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, he's just trolling, bro.
No, I think he thought I had veneers.
All you gotta do is
He's like, yo, he got the wrist.
He's like, yo, he gotta have veneers, dog.
He got the Andy Ruiz's, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! They said A-side with no 147 wins. Who he beat?
Yo, Trill, why you leave that, man?
leave that alone. Leave that alone.
You know what, though? I kind of like how much of a hot topic this is. That makes me think this fight needs to happen. I want to come back.
I want to see TC versus Danny.
Exactly, because I want to come back to this chat and see 0 people. Well, it won't be 0, but all the people talking smack won't be there.
They told you hate it. Yeah.
My middle name.
Oh man, y'all are wilding, man.
All right. Next topic.
Yo, I'm saying reading. I'm trying to do like crazy things. Oh, I don't even mean to jump in real quick, but
Yo, that'll troll.
Go to my man, LLEW 77.
Oh my goodness, man.
Can you put that up without getting flagged by YouTube? You should be able to.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, it's like Lubatch 77.
He didn't got the 80s.
No, I just seen that comment. Oh, there you go.
What the hell does that mean? Go to James Burrell.
Kenan got the Nancy.
The Nancy dentures, y'all are.
Oh man,
Who's giving Wilder credit for being Tomato Kid? I missed a lot. I'm sitting here.
Yo, Trill just went on a bathroom break. Came back.
No. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I had to come down real quick because I had got a phone call. You know what I'm saying? As trying to handle some business where my son got nominated for a award. You know what I'm saying?
Salute, man.
Yeah. So I was handling that.
Yeah, hit the like button, yo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Please hit the like button. And thank you for rocking with us.
All right, but yeah, I'm gonna hide these comments until we get into this next topic. Yeah, y'all wilding today, man. We about to be on live till like 3 o'clock. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to cut
be out at 1 on the dot because
this is too much. I got a lot of work to do today. Let's hop on the next topic.
In this phone call, my son got nominated for a Boston Music Award.
I'll let you congrats.
Thank you. Peace.
Fast said, well done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He just dropped this project Friday, so y'all can go check that out. He's also the music on the intro of our videos.
That's right. All right, so check this out.
Thank you, Arlette. Thank you, LaFrez. I appreciate y'all.
Are y'all ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Ooh. All right, so the next topic we're going to discuss is Robin Givens sends Jamie Foxx and Mike Tyson a cease and desist for the biopic. And so
he's trolling you now. Just like he's trolling.
Yo, bro, leave it. He's a fan. I never cared or wrote that much to another person in my life. He's just mad because I called him out for what he does to TC fights at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's all good. Hey, T-Dog Barkley, just remember, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. We can come talk about this in person. You know what I'm saying? That's my invitation to you. But moving on. So Robin Givens basically, she said that she sent the cease and desist order to Jamie Foxx and Mike Tyson because the biopic's coming up, and she's worried about how she's going to be portrayed in the biopic. She just wants their bad marriage to die. She said that Mike Tyson isn't a fun ex, and she said that she also warned him about saying negative things about her on his Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast. So, Trill Dollar Bill, what's your thoughts on Robin Givens sending a cease and desist order to Iron Mike Tyson and Jamie Foxx for the up and coming biopic?
All right, listen, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. Y'all trying to set me up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to set me up so y'all can be like, oh, Trill going at Clarissa, now he's going at Robin Givens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. But we know for real, we know that she's the cat's out the bag. Everybody knows that Robin Givens ain't okay. We all know that she's a evil woman. You
I
know?
don't believe that.
She's an evil woman, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have nothing positive or anything to say about this woman, except for she was just in some show that was on that got canceled. And the show was kind of I forgot. I think it was called, if y'all get a chance to go watch it or something. I don't know the name, Ransom or something. I don't know. But she was on some show and it got canceled. And that's true. Robin Givens was as fake as they come. And I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but she wasn't right. Everybody,
how you know everybody right. You know what I'm saying? Look at this.
Oh, see, they encourage me. This is what we do. Gloves is off. This low down, dirty got the nerve after everything she done put the great Iron Mike Tyson. She has got the nerve to still come on. We already
hold on, Trell, not to cut you off. Balthazar Cortez, are you the same dude as the other dude? T-Dog boxing?
They got a crush on me. It's all good. Let it run. Don't interrupt Trill. Yo, don't interrupt Trill for this nonsense, bro. We already know. This is fanboy at his finest. This person's obsessed with me.
Yeah, I'm blocking this person.
No, don't block him. Well, he's messing up our chat. That's the only reason I was saying. Yeah, you see, he keeps putting too much of that on, so it's like, you know what I mean? But
I put him on timeout. I put him on timeout. All
right. It's just like
my fault, Trill.
But let Trill rock. Don't interrupt Trill for that cornball stuff.
Oh no. I just seen that.
Trill was getting good too. He was about to. I was feeling a disclaimer coming.
Oh yeah. Oh, say it now. Because no, for real, we all know. Like I can't believe she has the nerve to even go out her way. We all know the secrets that they all out now. We know the truth now. You know what I'm saying? We know what you and your mother did to poor Iron Mike Tyson. We know how y'all used and manipulated and drew this guy to do the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Having everybody looking at him like he was crazy. Like he was just like, y'all did him wrong. And you got the nerve to take your little dirty, little scroungy, look like you need a burger. I'm trying to tell you, for real, her face.
Views and opinions of Trill.
You know what I'm saying? You need to get your lace front done right. It's tilted to the side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She is horrible. She's horrible. Robin Givens is horrible. You know what I mean? Like she's horrible. She's a horrible person. And for her to go out her way, she just because her show got canceled, now she's gonna try to stop something that Mike's doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yes, they did. Thank you, everybody. If you don't know how they did Mike dirty, just say, yo, they did Mike dirty. That's all. Yes, she finessed Mike. You know what I'm saying? Yes, as bad as Don King.
As bad as Don King.
Exactly. Y'all with me. Thank you. I know that I'm not standing on this island by myself. Y'all know she's dirty. So anything she got to say, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
I just would like to add that the views and opinions of some of the things Trill said in his soliloquy do not apply to the other faces you see on the screen. Gee, man, stop focusing on the nonsense. We need to focus on putting in our work. You know what I'm saying? All that is fanboys. Those are hurt people from.
I'm showing people that actually commenting on the topic.
Nah, for real, because this is crazy. Like I just thank you guys for letting me know that I'm not on this island alone, because everybody knows she ain't with the flies. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that she's horrible. But that's just how I feel about it. I don't want to hear nothing that Robin Givens has to say. I don't want to hear nothing that she has to say. The thing that her and her mother did to Mike Tyson, and how they got everybody looking. To this day, people look at Mike funny off of the rumors and the lies she started. To this day. You know what I'm saying? To this day.
Hold on, go back to that comment. So Trill, all I'm saying is put some respect on lace fronts, bro. That's
Yo, you know what? And she was at one point. I'm talking about now. Low. I feel you. At one point she was, but she was cheating on Mike.
I love to watch Boomerang.
Yep, she was cheating on Mike Tyson with Brad Pitt, man. She was just been a dope. She never
denied that. She denies that. That's one of the things she denies. She denies cheating on Mike with Brad Pitt.
But listen, this girl, come on. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I did everything else but that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Well, I had to share this one.
Fine, you got me on all the other stuff, but I don't. All right, G.
All right, I'll say this, right? Because I understand what Robin Givens is doing.
Yes,
the reason why is because I remember I watched Surviving Compton, and the way she betrayed Dr. Dre, I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy, you know? But I always looked at it as she must have gotten permission from Dre, especially seeing that he's like a billionaire, right? So she had to get approval from Dre somehow to actually do that. Or if not, I could imagine her in Life. Oh, what's that? Life.
It was
Life,
lawsuit. This lawsuit slander that what Dre was saying.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
and that's still his baby's mother.
Yeah. So to me, if I was Jamie Foxx and Mike Tyson making this biopic, you know, I would be mindful of, hey, you know what can we share that doesn't go into defamation of character, right? So I could kind of see why she's already like, I don't know what y'all gonna put in this movie, but yo, cease and desist, because I am gonna be seeking damages, right? So to me, I understand why. But then, yeah, I'm gonna be 100. I do believe she was a gold digger. However, Mike was crazy. Like, I remember when Mike talked about, the way he used to have sex and how, he literally talked about it as if like an animal's having sex with another animal, bro. And to me, it's like, even if the woman is a gold digger, I don't think any woman should have to endure that type of punishment. Like, the dude was like messed up mentally. So as much as people want to call her a gold digger, I get it. I really do. I understand. But Mike was far from an angel. Dude was like borderline deranged, yo. His whole concept of manhood, a lot of stuff that he talked about in what's that play that he did when he's just by himself on the stage? I forgot what it's called, but he did a lot of self-reflection. And the Mike Tyson today is a lot more mature than the Mike Tyson of old. You know what I mean? And so that's why, to me, I could see why Robin's probably like, yo, bro, don't even do that to me. And I could see Mike Tyson trying to find a way where clearly Robin Givens has to be shown in this biopic to a particular degree. But I don't believe, or at least I want to believe, that Mike Tyson isn't going to open up like, old wounds when it comes to that story. I mean, especially seeing that, we're talking about cancel culture, Me Too, and all of that stuff. I don't think Mike's foolish enough to set his career back, especially seeing that he's trying to fight Roy Jones and everything like that. So he has a podcast now. He got a lot of stuff going on for himself that he'll be reckless. He'll be really certified reckless if he like tries to go on a smear campaign of Robin Givens during his biopic.
All right, cool. I respectfully agree, or I respectfully disagree. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, I guess Tyson didn't have what she did. I'm not saying he was the perfect guy, but yo, the stuff that they did to him made him get crazier. Like it was things like you can't like they made up lies. I mean, he was looking at her like, yo, you're saying I did this stuff to you? Like I didn't do this stuff to you. Half the stuff Mike ain't never did. I get it. It's good. You gotta, we gotta please everybody. But let's tell the truth. Like some people mess people up worse than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike wasn't perfect, but she made him worse. She hurt him bad, making him look messed up, putting him out to the public, having people making him look crazy. Mike wasn't perfect, but she was bad. She was the devil in a blue dress. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. I'm not saying Mike was it, and this is not an attack on all women because I love women. I'm just saying this one person, this one evil person with her things out, Robin Givens. I just think she's a horrible person. Mike's relationships he had great relationships with other people would say he was a sweet guy. You know what I'm saying? But he got with her and people just bring the worst out of you. Some people can bring the worst out of you. I done had people that then been with, I know homies. We know homies. They're sweet guys. We know them on the streets. They give you the shirt off their back. They get with a girl. He's cracking their head open. You say, what the hell is going on? This ain't the same guy. Just some people bring it out of you. You know what I'm saying? And she was just a bad person. I'm sorry.
She oh, this regular.
Just sleeping around with everybody.
Yo, Nate, you good?
I'm like that silence. I thought it was me, but I don't know. I agree with Triz. Like what Robin Givens did to Tyson was messed up. Like how she played him, took his money, and put him on meds. All of that. Try to try to mess up the man's life worse than what the direction it was going. She added fuel to the fire. But I also agree with G, yo. At that point in time in Mike's life, he was becoming a train wreck, yo. You had to get out of Dodge, or you had to jump out the plane. You know how G jumped off the Seth Mitchell ship when it was sinking. She saw the crash coming. She had to jump off that train and try to. And she did what was best for her financial interest, same as Don King. Those messed up, they're really messed up individuals. I don't condone what they did, but Mike was not an angel. His life was like he was. What was it? His boxing career was like on the flims. Like he was just the Iron Mike. Everybody did. After he lost to Buster Douglas, he wasn't the Iron. He was nuts. He was nuts. He was the same man he was. So I could see her thinking Mike's gonna paint her a devil in the movie, but I think Mike Tyson's going to route with, like, you see the type of man he is now. He's gonna go to route of how self-destructive he was, and it caused her to leave him. So that's what I see the movie portraying her as, instead of portraying her as a devil. So
he said only broke dudes are mad at gold diggers.
Yeah.
Kanye wasn't broke when he made that song. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't mad at that. And guys with money, they know, why they don't like gold diggers? Because they know they're gonna keep more and more and more and more. Teddy P wouldn't have killed that lady, had that lady killed him.
God,
I'm saying Teddy P. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Boxer Bros in the other faces you see on this panel.
Shout out to Teddy P. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, we need to move on from this one as well pretty quickly. But what I would say is strictly about the cease and desist. I think like typically you're only exposing yourself to a lawsuit if you're not being truthful. The defense to defamation of character, to slander, is truth. If you're telling the truth, then that's a defense, because you're allowed to tell your story. I'm allowed to tell my story and everything that happened in my life. I'm allowed to tell my life story. The problem becomes when I embellish. Like if I say something in my life story that isn't true and then it hurts your character, that's what opens up the possibility of having a lawsuit. So as long as what they were going to say was going to be truthful, and as long as their portrayal of Robin Givens was going to be truthful, then they shouldn't have to worry about a lawsuit. But what she's letting them know is basically, say anything, I'm going to create a lawsuit, because it's going to be he said, she said.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned early, and as Trill knows, Pops used to say, there's three sides to every story. It's what he say, what she say, and then what really happened, right? So we won't know what really happened, and that's the issue. Tyson can give his portrayal on what happened, and Robin's portrayal is going to be something that's different. So if he chooses to put her into the biopic, then he's opened up potential litigation. So what I would say is just put her in the pic and change her name. Everyone's going to know you're talking about her anyway. So just put her in the pic, change her name. Everyone's going to know who you're talking about.
Calvin Rivens.
McGee is in the building, and I love you back.
And so that's one thing. In terms of their relationship, that was a volatile relationship only because I saw an interview with Mike Tyson with Oprah where he admitted that they used to beat up each other. And so what I would extract from that is he used to hit her. So like all things aren't created equal.
Exactly.
Like you are the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and she's just a little person. So like her hitting you and you hitting her aren't the same. So I do believe there was violence there. He co-signed that there's violence there.
Yeah, he said it was.
Yeah, and so when you look at that situation, I think it is something that people want to move on from. And when you're creating a movie, you're forcing everyone who's a part of it to relive certain aspects of their life that they probably don't want to have to deal with. So for that reason, I can understand that she doesn't want her name to be in the biopic and she doesn't want to be in the movie, but just make a character, change the name. Everyone's going to know it's her anyway. That would be what I would do.
Okay, now with that,
Sour. I just want to say, Sour. I think he would have been better off just marrying this tiger. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I didn't do that.
Actually, doesn't matter, man. We've been.
I thought you were about to say.
And also, like 6 years ago, Jamie Foxx went on the Breakfast Club and he said they was working on the film. It was going to be released. I actually gave up on this film being released because I thought it was never going to come out. But about time. Maybe it's the film we need, man. Redeem 2020.
Are y'all ready for the last topic?
Let's go.
It ain't that spectacular, but you know.
He made all these spectacular, made them spectacular. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
no, that's not the last. That shouldn't be the last topic.
Yeah, this is the last topic right here. Hey,
no, that shouldn't be it. That shouldn't be it.
Huh? You sure?
Yeah. Maybe it went away. I just take the bin off. I'll just do it without the bin. I just take the bin off. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next topic is a report from The Athletic where Canelo Alvarez was offered a deal from DAZN worth upward of $20 million per bout. So I know like most of you are thinking, doesn't he have a deal for $35 million per fight? But basically, Mike Carpenter, Boxing Insider, the new offer suggests Alvarez and DAZN share in the opponent approval process with a wider pool of fighters available. In theory, Alvarez could earn more than $35 million guaranteed in his original deal signed in 2018 if he fought someone like Golovkin. The first two meetings between Alvarez and Golovkin each pulled in over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Alvarez is mulling the offer per sources as he weighs continuing the legal battle and the opportunity cost of pushing ahead. He already missed out on his spring payday due to the novel coronavirus. And if he's going to fight in 2020, time is of the essence. Super middleweight title holders Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders are considered the front runners if an agreement is struck that would allow Alvarez to fight in November or December. So there you have it. Canelo Alvarez was offered a deal, which originally seems like less because it's $20 million per fight. but he would be able to get some of the streaming money and possibly push his total to more than $35 million. But the DAZN will have to approve the opponent that he faces moving forward. So, Trill, what's your thoughts on that? Should Canelo accept that new offer, or should he reject it and continue with his lawsuit?
Oh man, it seemed like they want to restructure the deal and give him less money. If this is going to keep him out of the ring, him not, I don't know. Whatever's best for Canelo. Canelo only knows what's best for Canelo because he knows his finances and his pockets. They wanted, I don't know. It's just, all right, this is what it seems weird to me, right? It seems like, okay, right? We promised you something, and we couldn't. It's like a slap in the face. Like, y'all made me to be like I was the highest paid boxer, you know? And y'all saying y'all was going to give me all this amount of money. Now something happens, and now y'all reneging on it, and y'all want to give me money, but y'all don't want to give me this amount of money as I had before. I don't know. It's all, if it's going to get Canelo out of this contract sooner and he's still able to get these fights in while he's still young, then I don't know. This is up to Canelo, basically, how he wants to play it. That's how I see it. I don't know. I just feel like it's foul. Like, you know what I'm saying? You promise somebody something, then you want to renege and just do a whole new thing. I don't know.
IG?
Yeah.
I was always taught, excuse me, I was just always taught your word is your bond, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, not in business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, he said, you should have got it in writing. He said, now that here's
business is something different.
Yeah, I think the problem with this is I'm looking at it from two perspectives, right? If Canelo is comfortable with 20 million plus whatever subscriptions he bring in, he gets a piece of that. If he's cool with that, I'm cool, right? But to me, if he is against it, my fear is inactivity due to litigation, right? So, because the DAZN is a corporation, they could freeze Canelo out. Like Canelo, I'm pretty sure he has an excellent, defense, right? He has a team that gets paid big buku money for situations like this. However, you're going up against like a global conglomerate, right? Where they could just find ways to prevent him from getting the next fight, right? And after a while, his stardom fades away. You know what I mean? And then when he's ready to say, all right, you know what? I'm tired of going back and forth with court just to get a fight. All right, let's sit down and let's, agree to terms. They might hit him with, instead of 20, we hit you with 15. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it's kind of like, if I was Canelo, I have to weigh my options. Like, I could fight to get out, but that could take probably like 2 years, 3 years. Can I afford to not be in the ring for that long? Or I could be like, hey, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna take this 20 million plus incentives for getting subscribers. And not to mention, DAZN now is gonna have say in my fights. But to be honest, if Canelo wants to be that Mexican warrior that we know him to be, that shouldn't be a problem, and it's still good money. You know what I mean? We're talking about 20 million guaranteed each fight. You already got 30 whatever in the previous fights. I don't know how many more fights he has left in that contract, but let's just say he has 3 more fights. So, hey, man, that's roughly 60 million plus, you know what I mean, that he can make off of 3 fights. And then he's a free agent and he can do whatever he wants. He could go back to PBC. He could be his own man. He could go to ESPN. He has options. It's Canelo. Like, he is the face of Mexican boxing, and arguably one of the biggest faces in boxing, period. So I just feel like, hey, Canelo, man, if you could negotiate more money, go for it. But whatever, I just don't want him to be frozen out of the boxing game due to inactivity because of litigation. Nah, I sound like I'm working your prank.
Yeah. I agree with G. If he takes the legal route, he's gonna be stalled out. He's gonna be stuck dealing with the legal matter for a while because with everything going on. And I'm not the one to tell him if that 35 million is what you need, you want it, you want your money, you want every cent, then go for it and fight for it. But it's just gonna be a uphill battle for Canelo. So I can't really just tell a man take 20 million, get shortchanged, and fight. But they signed a contract, they signed a man to a deal. They gotta pay the man. And it just seems like a bad situation right now for one of my favorite boxers.
Yeah, so I think basically what it all boils down to is Canelo Alvarez, what he's trying to accomplish, and the ball's in his court. And what I mean by that is the DAZN clearly wants to be able to pick what fighters Canelo Alvarez is going to have to face. And so that's what they're trying to get. They're trying to slide in, okay, we want to pick who you fight. And we don't care if we have to pay you more. Because if you listen to what was documented, they're saying if he fought like Triple G, he could make more than 35. So your base is going to be 20, but you have the potential to earn more than 35. So what the DAZN is trying to do is incentivize Canelo Alvarez to take on the fighters that they want him to face, right? So if Canelo is cool with that and he's like, I'll fight whoever you want me to fight, like whatever, sign it up as long as I'm going to make over 35. And then how much over 35? Is he standing to make 40? Is he standing to make 45? Does the reward match the risk that he's going to take, right? So and they said like expanding his pool of opponents, right? And so when I read into that, I think it's exactly what you just pulled up, like Charlo, Benavidez, Caleb Plant. When they say like expanding the pool of opponents, they're like, hey man, we want you to consider taking on some of these other guys so he can make more than 35. But if you're Canelo and you're okay with that risk, you say fine, cool, I'll take the 20 million and possibly make more from making these bigger fights. But if you're Canelo and you're like, I'm cool with the 35 you offered me and I want to fight who I want to fight like you originally offered, you may feel like it's in your best interest to pursue legal action, right? Now, if you take legal action and you lose, what's the worst that can happen? That if they don't change the agreement you already have in place and they just say you got to honor it or you have to delay. So I think a lot of what Canelo's decision is going to be based on is what he wants to do. Does he want to continue fighting? Does he want to fight whomever and try to make the most money? I saw a question, how many fights are involved in that deal? He has 8 left on his deal. Now, what if they say we'll give you 20 million at 4 fights? Maybe it's worth it to him to take that deal and then free himself of the contract sooner. So I think there are a lot of things that they're going to go over. Maybe he negotiates and he agrees to take the 20 million with perks, but he wants less fights on his deal. And originally, as we stated, we think this lawsuit may have been a way to open up mediation, negotiations, and probably work out a new deal that's more favorable for both sides. That's all I got, man. So,
ready for the last one?
What? I
thought that was the last one. Oh, you want to do the Haney? We can let that be the last one.
No matter. Forgive me. You know what I mean?
With Haney.
Oh, but James is right. Don't forget to hit that like button, people. All right. Make sure you subscribe too, and then Trill's about to be home.
And follow us on social media.
Yo,
and one thing, check out the intro host. There'll be no intro because we did this live, but check out Zombie Ray, check out his page, and check out his new track.
Yeah. He just dropped his album on Friday, Zombie World. on all streaming platforms. So go check that out when you get an opportunity, even on Pandora. Isn't that crazy? So check it out everywhere. So please like and subscribe. Please hit the like button. I never say that, right? So please like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Let us know how you feel, and please check us out on Twitter and check us out on Instagram. Yo, the question of the week is gonna be up. I'm gonna get with my brothers, and we're gonna give you the question of the week so we can start this debate on Instagram and on Twitter, so we can have these discussions going. So please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and check us out on Twitter, and also check out our podcast on all streaming platforms. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Caden. That's G, and that's Ned, the TB, and we are the MFBB.